Option mid? Eko.
Saan? Niwala ko, ayaw, di ko may ito yung Mid, ka lang, mid. Prakatarong kag farm.
Six.
30 seconds to battle. Interesting. I agree.
Whoa.
I see. Treat your enemies like I treat my critics. What test
Normal, gifting something. One first skill.
Atay, nasusugay ako. Bukaan kong zo. Ay, gawin mo.
Excellent idea.
Snapper made.
Indeed. Over there.
Huwag damage niya.
Ay, kuwag no?
If it pleases me.
Saan ko yun?
Holy shit.
Eat dirt. What's over there? I think let's suffer my sorcery. Into this place. With pleasure. With pleasure. Yes.
Pwede nila, una nila set.
I see. That be a bit? Absolutely. I understand. Past the sun.
Mataas naman yung mga ward nila.
Such fascinating.
Kasag mount na niya.
Very good. Absolutely. Then down. Indeed. Very good.
Uy, gago ka.
Try yourself. Yes.
Ah, stop it at about.
Hindi ba? Now stop. Low na kayong
Stop.
jug, yo.
Missing na ako maybe.
With pleasure.
Nare.
Absolutely. Interesting.
Bukod. Suko kayong muwang.
You gonna cry?
With pleasure.
Normal na ako. Nice silence.
Fascinating.
Normal.
Test your metal.
For one ani ko. Yeah, tipan ko. Si Warlord kayo ba? Matay na sa kung multihan ako. Bisa gold SM.
They can help.
Di pinaka mid.
Sultan na.
What did I learn from that? What's over there?
Kasi middle lang. Tip it up.
Patay na. Pa-pam. You gotta practice with this Nero, eh? Takin with this Nero.
Nakukubaw mo sa sound snap lagi.
Very good.
Very good.
With pleasure.
Lord.
Yan mo lifestyle, ah. Oh, iya tama ba?
Oh!
Tit mo sa ganyan ako kuhan. Low, ultiman na ba? Loy kita.
Happy day.
Very
The enemy's
cancel
top
your
tower
contract.
has fallen. I agree. Is that it? With pleasure. Your middle tower is under attack.
Ah, dito na Zeus na.
Interesting. What you say? Yes. What's over there? Idea. The enemy's middle tower is gone and forgotten. Yes. Such fascinating things.
Push.
Oh, good. You destroyed the enemy's bottom tower. Interesting. They're flashing your middle tower. Your middle tower is gold, as is some of my respect. Interesting.
May yun ang book ko na.
With pleasure. What's over there? With everything's free ownage. I understand. Idea. Very good. Excellent idea. Interesting.
Ah? Es dos.
Yes.
Are you good?
Ano yan eh? Ano yan eh?
The enemy just let their top tower fall.
My bad.
Middle tower is in the middle of an attack.
Wala lang.
Yes.
Madayan siya na?
Oh.
Push sa mid.
Middle tower is in the middle of an attack.
Sige, lindotan ni Gijid.
Hmm?
Atong bago na scepter Gijid.
Magwan, aga. Nindot ni aga niya ba?
Hindi ba? Atong bago na scepter. Survivability ba? Ito ko na magdami daan.
Revive na lang ka.
Kaya ba? Sa tao mo tayo. Kaya Gijid ba? Hindi mo nagikuha ni bowling.
Hindi mo iba.
I understand. Excellent. Yeah. A bit more power, a lot
Trauma ang gano'n.
with pleasure.
The enemy's bottom tower is
Ano ang jog? Push sa kan.
What's over there? Behold. Very good.
Doon. Kaya nga na TP pag siya. Nakuha na. Hold down on.
the enemy's middle
Push.
Let's
Nako gem.
interesting. Such fascinating images. Absolutely.
Jog to?
Dali yan ah. Ang jog. Ang skill mo sa dito.
It's done.
First skill eh.
Suffer my
Fuck you.
Wala man ako.
Mal first kill yun.
so many mysteries.
Go.
Mal.
Need help bro.
Nakalihok.
Meron akong gem.
Curious.
Nahikog man ka lang.
Look eh.
Lockdown mo siya eh. Lockdown mo siya eh.
Presenter mo. Something.
Pusa kayo ulti. Korea. Singer ah.
Hmm.
Atay kikom ako eh. Kibisilan.
Nung gabi-gabi. Horbanta.
Wala mo na taginaan eh.
I agree.
your bottom tower is under
I
attack.
understand.
Ay, peste. Oh, di ay.
As pressing forward,
Teka, Nero.
not depressed.
Hindi. Kuhan.
Yes.
Ako, base region ako eh.
Such
Ang region ako dyan.
energy.
Eyes up! Your top tower needs
Very
a
good.
hand.
Oh, just
Your top
Nero.
Dirt. Get off. What's over there? I'll take that.
may creeps.
Interesting.
dire fortified structures. I wonder how they
Hindi, wala naman buhat siguro.
Prepare to be tested.
Sa Aegis, ano eh, hindi na mabuhat.
Na-troll. Hindi naman sugpon mo.
The
Buhat siya
enemy's
mo
middle
spawn.
tower has
Baban.
fallen.
Ah, troll.
Sa Aegis.
Troll.
Double kill! Dominating! Mega kill! Ultra kill!
Mapaka-ibig-ibig.
They're thrashing your middle tower! Your middle tower has fallen.
It is not so easy.
Your middle tower is under attack.
With pleasure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Absolutely. What's over there?
Someone's bottom tower might be. Your bottom
Stimulatus.
tower has
Yes,
fallen.
now. Much grander.
Loko.
Sorceress. With pleasure. Indeed. Interesting. Indeed.
Okay, ah.
Terraform, terraform.
Yes. Such fascinating energies. If it pleases you. Endow. This
Tago, ano ba yan?
Yes. I understand. Not yet. I see.
Ayun ka.
Interesting.
Nako, nakakainis.
Absolutely. I agree.
Uy, lama naman yun.
Tayo lang. Gamit nila ng skill na ako.
Kaya may penalty tayo.
Mas Sun King good. Masukol ko.
Absolutely.
The enemy's bottom barracks is
Di na ito mag-heals wala. Mag-go walker lang.
perfect performance.
Gamit pa man walker kasi bigi-bigi yan.
With pleasure.
Nakikyash ito.
The enemy's middle barracks won't be a problem now. Dire have fortified their structure. Just
Pararang! Pararang!
middle barracks have
Tika, yawa.
Roshan ta na.
Over there. Such fascinating images. Is it please?
Dumog-dumog guys.
Patay ni Zuko.
Ate, gultihan ko. Diba, ako may gultihan.
Cuman naikuan. Nalipat, naikuan.
Diba, need ka, bigib eh. Imanta lang. Kaya kuhanon ka agad, bisilan ka pirme.
Wala akong sword. Yawa.
Ako yung ni sa bango, ako regultihan.
middle tower is in the middle of an attack.
Apakan mo tiyo ko wala kay kuhan. Na nullifier mo sa jug, mga apakan ka ganyan.
Hindi ako sa continue face eh.
I agree. I understand. Very good. Absolutely.
Sayang!
Interesting. Yeah. What's over there? Yeah. Very good.
What?
With pleasure.
Okay mo.
With
Tama.
pleasure. Indeed. Excellent idea.
Oh,
I understand. As it pleases me. Indeed. What's over there? Such fascinating images. I see.
Yung mo, one shot to.
Dito rin saan yan.
Curious. Such fascinating images.
nalagi kuan ako ah. Impact frame ring. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Interesting.
Eyes up! Your top tower needs a hand.
With pleasure.
Dahil,
They're slashing your middle tower.
may impact frame na ang Minecraft lagi.
Pleasure.
Your middle tower is under attack. I'm afraid your middle tower is under attack. Bye-bye. Your middle
Ito.
barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks has
Nanulupay tanan, nagigantay yan tanan din.
fallen. I guess it was my mistake to expect more. Your top tower has fallen, and worse, so much it can say.
Kaya nga ito. Stop. Stop. Okay. Okay.
Your top tower is getting
Ang inaman na ito.
Kaya sila.
Buybag. Womp womp.
Wala sila ba iba?
May buybag si ko. Hindi na.
Ano? Sayop sila.
Sino shield?
Very good. As it pleases me. What's over there?
Suray.
Ay, gawin nga pa niya ko. Sa gabi-gabi.
What's over there?
Mot na nga na eh. Kadoan mo kag dagan sila kuan lagi. Pali-palihan na kanila og kuan.
Eat dirt. Yes. Very good. Is it
Why, why not make gas ni Mal? Tanaw lang hero eh.
Wala nag-stick gani ha. Naguna yung pa kita sa pagpaw. Date kinitip ko.
Oh my god, ano yun? Kan skill.
Nagkuhan to siya, nag-crit, nag-damage, nagkuhan siya ba, Bashir. Nagkuhan siya ba ito nga style din. Bashir nga sa akin.
Wala.
Mga pildi pa no.
Kapit ng ganyan. Duha na lang.
Ito na.
Toki na rin. Toki. Paras din. Last din. Last din.
Ate, ni 71st lagi ko. Nagagamay man eh, nagahinay man eh gamay.
Stewie, my games are lagging so badly. Why is my PC dropping frames even with a high-end graphics card?
Because your default NVIDIA settings are absolute trash. Fatman, they are
Your
literally
turn to
destroying
ban.
FPS.
Bana sila. Bara sama.
Open the NVIDIA app, go to the graphics tab, and click Global Settings at the top.
I'm there. What's next?
Click DLSS Override Model Presets and change it to Custom. Then change Super Resolution to Preset K if you are on a Swansea or Type-C series card, or Preset M for a Vertex.
Okay, need man madaog.
That actually gave me a performance boost.
It gives you the optimal
Grabe ka straight, may pildi.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
secret websites, even
Stay Mercy.
wallpapers for absolutely free.
Kano?
Anime wallpapers, gaming wallpapers,
Sunod na siya.
movies, and car wallpapers. Simply download any of these with these simple instructions, and you
O
are
kang pick de?
sweet.
Sinaonhan kag pick.
Pick to ko kuon. Ogre. Ate, pick mo ogre na eh.
Ni-pick sa kontra.
Grand Magus.
Mid, pag ko.
Hanggat mo na maras eh.
Over there.
To your marks, everyone.
Excellent idea. I see.
What the heck? Why is it?
Ento ba?
30 seconds to battle.
Why is it Crystal?
Interesting.
Peak tayo.
Kaya nga natay ko ano, Timber nilot kita hero. SF carry. Range was of part.
Such fascinating energy.
Long game sa kay sila nun.
What's over there?
Thank you for the money.
Absolutely. I understand. Case makes very good. Attack. What's over there? I understand. Interesting.
Yata nalot.
Absolutely.
First blood.
Such fascinating images. With pleasure.
Wala, naglag.
I see. Absolutely. Interesting. What's over there? Suffer my sorcery. Prepare to be tested. If it pleases
Dahil nagkutok-kuto eh.
you.
Hindi grabe kay ka ano. Dingabay.
Pleasure.
Ogre.
Nasa... Ayan eh. Kasi mid, Skyrock mid.
Ogre.
Interesting. Indeed. So, how does this one work? With pleasure. Absolutely. I see. Absolutely. Missing bottom. I'll take that. Face the Magus.
Laga.
Missing tayo niya.
Excellent idea. Yes.
Mares tani mid.
Maybe check your bottom tower for a second.
Interesting.
Matulong sa lobby.
Ako, TV.
Yes. There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Mapat yun.
Sure, nakuha na akong fire man. Fire blast.
Avengers ano eh.
Absolutely. I see. What's over there?
Swap, swap.
Curious. Absolutely. Maybe next time.
Ang score na Ogre ka dyan.
Mag-over na
What's
niya.
over there?
Ano sa ano?
Killing spree! Double kill!
Jesus.
Killing spree! Own it!
Doon ni siya. Hindi ko.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As it pleases me.
The enemy's middle tower is deliciously obliterated.
Excellent idea. Indeed. Interesting. I understand.
Wash siya, wash.
Very good. With pleasure.
The enemy's top tower is
Ano siya?
Ano lang. Matime siya galit.
What's over there?
Man!
Very good.
your middle tower is under attack.
I understand no more. With pleasure.
Para tayo. Silence mo. Yun na yung mo. Hinok makrakanjot.
Prison.
Attack.
Hindi ko yun ako kakon.
I see.
Looks like radiant structures are now full.
Interesting. Yes. This is a cup handy.
Nice ka na, hindot ka ako nakuha.
Absolutely.
Ikaw.
Ara.
Fascinating.
Yate, naling
No, they're same.
Matay.
Nag-cosplay sa con kasi.
Wow, ward sila tano. Kita kay mo ra, revision na. Veteran.
Kaprisan.
Ang cosplay na yung ganda. I-claim na ba?
Cosplay sa con neutral.
Hindi ko bantay ito. Shit.
Bottom sewer is fallen. Look on the bright side, whatever that might be.
Excellent idea.
The enemy's top tower is
Nice,
fallen,
Ipe.
and so have their
Okay,
spirits.
control. Nakakaroon siya. MP na yun.
Indeed.
Oh? Grabe buff eh.
Radiant is giving it a shine
Mo kuan ko ba mo third skill niya na aura ni kuan.
for a second.
Okay. Ano yung kuan stats? Yung bising yung attack.
Your bottom tower is under attack. The enemy's top barracks have fallen.
Amo kay gala.
The enemy's top barracks
Gusto na rin.
Test your metal.
The enemy's middle tower has
What's over there?
the enemy's middle barracks have fallen. Encore.
Uy, labi-labi na yung tayo.
The enemy's middle barracks won't be a problem now.
Absolutely. What's over there? Eat dirt.
Push yun.
Mo ba gina ko? Na-appeal.
Nandalaan na ikaw.
Hoy!
Hindi nga kadalang robot kayo kay lupad na.
With pleasure. Bring it up.
Kita ka na 1-2, 1-2. 1-2.
Ready go?
Take yun.
1-2.
Attack. Excellent idea.
guys.
Examine the clock. Your top tower is under attack. With pleasure. Your top tower is wicked.
Luya.
Ready to go?
Machine gun.
You brutally buried the
Pwede
enemy's
ngitag
bottom
pagi.
What's happened? Interesting. Indeed.
Nadero?
I understand. What's over there?
Piye, pati nga piye na. Piyo, piye.
Aman?
Ay,
Vegas, yet now much better. I see.
mention lang ko dyan kung mag-Minecraft naman.
Yun na sila. Bawas kanina ba?
Ah, gago. Everyone on the server right now, ingon si Boy. Kinsa man yung Boy? Why? La!
Yeah, nice G.
Nice. So ko nakawat. Join tatong kuha nero na. Naka na has nero. Matay ni leave man. I'm only one.
You're gonna have to somehow bypass the satanic, which is one of the best answers for
with TB and
the path of the chain to the track record that we have got going.
Match that is there. That's the thing the panel talked about a lot, was the inability to really lock on.
Much like the
Yandex man eh.
my questions, the Doom. I mean, what are you?
They are gonna blink over
And go
EPs away. The BKB
Oh my god!
Close to cementing your
save for the Shadow Fiend. He's going to be fine. Triple gone.
Your entire
Watson goes in, decides he wants to fight. That is not the decision that's going to work out the way you hoped it would. Chira Jr. also gone. There are
Yay.
no buyback.
Paravision versus Kwan eh.
We're talking about the
See it!
love.
Otherwise.
I want to take a step back and look at the TI
Insomniac ngayon.
in through the upper bracket.
East versus West story. The most scary mid laner in the world in that duration of time. When he was VP No One, when he was playing on that dominant roster,
for all 10.
It has been a long journey.
In this best of 5 for the Ages of Champions, you couldn't ask for anything more.
The question is, what do we start to talk about, right? There's storylines, there's incredible different type of style hero picks, there's new heroes being picked in the grand finals.
We got a disruptor.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin, right? So, yeah, Vision, changing things up quite a bit here. Spirit with more, you could just look at it, right? A bit.
Glimpse that suddenly becomes very easy.
Yeah, it's the way Team Spirit drafts. They see what you have, and they respond to it on a theoretical level. They're not trying to pick the same stuff every game. They're trying to pick what makes sense if everyone was playing perfect. And I think that's such a cool and interesting way of drafting. But there definitely is, the risk when picking Disruptor that the hero is just not that good right now. It's a great game for it, but you're walking into lane against Axe. The hero's going to be pressing Battle Hunger on you off cooldown, and there is that burden of execution. Disruptor wants to play from ahead. He hates playing from behind. You have to chase people to be able to use Glimpse and actually have it be effective, so there's a risk in lanes.
yeah, the game can get out of hand really quickly for a disruptor on the losing team. When we look at Team Vision, we see the main combination in their draft and the slight change into Arrow. This is going to be how they're going to play through the mid game, and Dark Willow and Disruptor as supports are very susceptible to dying to this combination. They have no means of defending themselves. There really is no counterplay outside of being the aggressor yourselves on Team Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Another cool factor about Vision's draft is like, where is any of these heroes going? We still don't know. Is this a position for Ember potentially? Is this IO going to be a 4? They have a lot of ability to adapt their entire draft with this last pick. And I think Spirit, like we said, they like to conceptually beat what you're setting up for. And by putting themselves in this position where we're just not going to tell you what our draft wants to do at the end of the day, gives them that advantage. And I think it doesn't allow Spirit to have that edge that they've had in all the other drafts leading up to this grand final.
On top of that, it also makes your last bands very cloudy because you don't know where these roles are going. It's much easier to miss on those last bands, which you would typically want to be very accurate and take out some key heroes that could be game-winning picks, counter picks against your draft. Well, you don't really know what those are anymore. You can see them banning the Kez, so they're definitely considering this being a support IO.
I mean, that's the only thing we've seen from Vision throughout the year, right? I don't think we've seen a Satanic IO. It's been 9 class, it's been his signature.
Could it still not be a mid IO though, and the Ember 4 that you guys were talking about, which is why they're doubling down that if that's what they want to go, at least Satanic won't get something that he's popped off on and felt comfortable with?
That's definitely possible, and I think they're trying to cover their bases because they're not entirely sure. No one is, besides the 6 people in that Vision booth. Nobody knows what the plan is with this IO. Is pre-concocted for this game when we're going to surprise them. We're going to get off the jump in the right way, and so we just don't know yet.
I mean, I think even for Vision, right, you have the option of like, because I think they're kind of team that will try to do everything they possibly can to get the setup correct from the start. So depending on what they feel like is, do we want a Satanic hero here? Does the Satanic just play the IO? It looks like he's pretty quiet, so I'm leaning towards him potentially being the IO and it being a new mid pick.
Yeah, you often can gauge who's picking the hero just by who's talking the most near the end of the draft, and I agree with that rationale. I also think I've seen him play it in pubs. I've played against his IO in pubs.
Yeah.
So it is something that he has practiced. He's not incapable of doing. It's not completely blind, even though it may be new to officials. And they're gonna tank the mid matchup. So no one's saying, I picked the Ember, it's fine. I can deal with the Slark. We've seen many mid players this tournament say that, and they cannot deal with the Slark. And so no one will have to prove if he's different from the rest, if he's cut from a different cloth.
And Centaur is still in the pool. Like, now that you see this IO carry, you can just play for wave drags, farm on the Centaur, and just provide the stun for your team. It went ignored this draft.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a hero that will really never be bad. It's just solid in lane, gives you that is a scary lane. Axe Hoodwink, that is a lot of early potential, a lot of kill threat.
Undying, oh, cool. Okay, I mean, I love the concept of just running at this carry IO with Decay non-stop as the offlane Undying and just trying to make it. Oh, it's mid IO.
They actually swapped. Really?
It's a Satanic Ember.
Wow. So then how is an Ember Undying lane when you don't get to just run at an IO now?
I honestly think this Undying is going to absolutely cause issues for this Ember. It is a really tricky lane. Ember on safe lane is already not quite as powerful as it is in mid. You don't get the bottle refills. You don't have that constant sustain coming out. And Undying creates a lot of pressure. And on top of that, there's a Dark Willow there. He doesn't really have nice escape mechanics. The support in Mirana doesn't super help him out in that regard either. So I think for Spirit, this ends up looking quite scary.
It's also a situation, Vision, I think they're not going to be super comfortable on. Satanic, I'm sure he's capable of playing Ember, but it's certainly not his bread and butter. And same thing with no one on IO. So you're walking into the first game of the TI Finals, there's pressure, there's nerves, there's the weight of trying to lift the Aegis, and now you're on something that you're not quite used to. That can affect your gameplay in very negative ways.
I would say it goes both ways, though, in their defense, because I don't think Laurel is, like, the happiest Slark player, and I would imagine this mid lane, IO is going to absolutely free farm.
Yeah.
Slark doesn't really have a way to pressure, so there's going to be a free farming IO in the mid lane, and so for both teams, and this is something special about Grand Finals, right? They both understand each other so well that they've managed to take both sides out of their comfort zone.
But that is where Spirit should depend on their side lanes. They've got SF on one side, they've got Core Undying on the other side, two with very good lanes. How far can they take them?
Look, Vision held their cards close to their chest for that whole draft, and at the end we got a mid IO and a carry Ember Spirit, and if only there were a way in which we could get into their minds and understand more of their thinking. Well, we can't do that. It's Tsunami and Puppey.
Thank you. Yes, I am joined by coach of Vision, Puppey. Welcome back to TI Grand Finals, my man. And I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but after the past few years of your Dota career, were you ever wondering if you would be able to make it back here?
I thought I would be here if I just had a better team, maybe. That's it.
Oh, so you're just like all my pup teammates then?
Yeah, fucking teammates. No, I mean, it was a rough time. Maybe I needed a vacation. Maybe I needed something. But overall, I always thought that I know how to play Dota, or at least I know how to win Dota.
You have proven that time and time again, and now you're ready to prove it in a best of 5. And in a best of 5, I'm wondering, how do you approach banning and drafting? Do you get to give yourself more of a leash because you're like, well, I'm not going to get eliminated after 2 games of experimentation?
Yeah, but this is not necessarily an experiment. This is something we've tried. So if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, well, we tried it. We did.
And the this that I'm assuming you're referring to is no one on IO. He has 0 competitive games on this hero, and you're debuting it now at TI Grand Finals.
That's what TI is for.
And also what TI is for is watching the games. Puppey, thank you very much for the interview as we send it to game number 1.
Thank you very much there, Tsunami and Puppey. Indeed, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get into the grand finals here for the International 2026. Team Spirit up against Team Vision. Folks, everybody around the world, they're just so excited to see these two teams play. Now we're getting them going head-to-head in this best of 5 for the Ages of Champions. You couldn't ask for anything more.
The question is, what do we start to talk about, right? There's storylines, there's incredible different type of style hero picks, there's new heroes being picked in the grand finals.
We've got a disruptor.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin, right? So, yeah, Vision changing things up quite a bit here. Spirit with more, you can just look at it, right? A bit more of a normal approach, heavy team fight, strong carry pick. We have to talk about, you know, the young prodigy of Satanic playing something different on a
very different.
Ember, while Yotoro, the legend carry himself, playing something much more standard. I don't know where to even start.
Yeah, I mean, how is that matchup going to go down? We're going to look forward to the clashes when it inevitably gets to the point where these two carries are going to have to meet head-to-head. But, yeah, a confident move here from Team Vision, and a risky one. You know, Puppey said, game 1, trying something different. It's TI. It's the time, apparently, to try something a little new in game 1 of the Grand Finals. I'm all for it, and I'm not surprised. I'm sure as this Grand Finals goes on, we're going to see both teams bring out some strategies that we're yet to see in the entire tournament. We're already getting here in this first game from them.
So Satanic playing the side lane Ember. I think we've seen one of these side lane Embers have success. I think it was Sumail in one of the games that we did.
He did win again, but
But that was it.
Yeah,
All
other
the other
than
side
that-
lane members, they've had a pretty horrible start into the games, especially when they're into these Slarks and into quite a bit of counter picks too, right?
oh, for
it's
sure.
not just the Slark, this Disruptor pick as well, the Willow pick too. Willow is a problematic hero for a lot of these spirits in the mid game, so we'll see how they do endure. Mid lane though, let's see, because I haven't seen these Slarks lose the lane and get pressured super hard, so I'm wondering how he's going to do if he does get set behind too much versus the IO as well. So approaches, Spirit, as we said, much more of a normal type of strategy, lots of team fight coming together, while for the side of Vision, this is a incredibly strong skirmish draft with high mobility that can punish a bit of more of a kind of greedy type of draft, I guess you could say.
Oh,
With the-
Satanic! It's not going to be an easy lane for him. It's early days, Fog, but I've got concerns. Ember safe lane has looked so shaky in the majority of games that we've seen it tried, and it's just one of those things that conceptually has never been good, Fog. We've never seen a meta where Ember safe lane's been the thing. We'll see bottom lane route. It's going to end up ticking out here to the damage from 9 class Notice, so Vision will be able to get themselves a kill down on the other side of the map, but it's a huge risk. And obviously Vision, they've got their star player, the Prodigy, on this. It's so much pressure for Satanic, to be put on his shoulders here in game 1 of the grand finals.
100%. And this game, right, you look at the Flame Guard, yes, he'll be able to farm with it, but they have lots of ways to be able to break through it with the SF, with the raises, either with the Soul Rip. They have so many different answers. It does feel, and I'm looking at the mid lane. This Lock's doing pretty damn good. 11-7 to 11-1 at the moment.
I gotta say, I think this is a little bit better than he should be getting away with. This is, in this matchup, they make the switch up, obviously, to take the Ember away from the Slark, but you'd imagine they would ideally do that in a situation where the Slark would suffer mid, and yeah, as you can see on the numbers, he's not suffering at all here, Lal.
At the least, it isn't an Ember that has well, he still has very low last hits, but we've seen a lot of these mid matchups versus the Ember, where the Ember has like 2 last hits to 15 of the Slark, so at least there's that, but yeah, I'm just watching the Slark walk up, steal the regen of the IO with his, with the Shiv. So he's getting quite a lot out of it versus that bottle, versus the Tango region that's coming in from a high regen here.
Not me. Making it look easy on this top lane. Having just chased down Ducalis solo and finish off the kill completely on his own.
Oh, and this does look like one of those games where it's one of the best Willow games I think I've seen. You're playing versus Ember, you're playing versus Mirana as well. It is a fantastic game just to have these Brambles.
And in terms of the Spirit duo as a whole, right, the fact that we're on this Disruptor, we don't see it really at all, but this game, you're seeing a lot of potential for a Disruptor.
Absolutely. Great ways to catch versus the Ember. Your great counter pick versus the
Satanic.
IO. Satanic again.
It's a lot of damage. He's going to get chased down. Will
Nice
dodge the
dodge.
Shadow Realm hit. There's going to be another decay in a second here with the stick charges. Doesn't matter. He's still going to live, Satanic, but kept incredibly low and barely finding farm from this top lane. Bottom of the cores right now. It's going to be such a tough early game here for Satanic.
And a lot of the games for Vision, too, we mentioned the power of Ducalis plus Satanic, what they're able to get out of the lane, what they're able to punish the opposing lane with. This is just a lane that cannot win. So trying to get as much as they can out of it, but yeah, Satanic being brought super low over and over again. The decay on the Ember also, it's pretty devastating when you have this much damage from a hero like Willow. Ducalis, careful.
It's going to be all right, but again, relatively so. Super low HP here on Ducalis, completely out of regen.
Oh, and they're free farming all 3 lanes right now. Yatoro now at this point, he's given the lane for free. They have to actually move Noticed away. They don't want to be playing versus that Shadow Fiend, so movements are coming in from both sides. 9 class in mid, looking for Laurel.
They really need this kill. They've got to try and punish this Slark somehow, because so far, Lal to be top 2 CS here in a matchup where Vision had the chance to switch things up and try and force this Slark into a less favorable position. It just hasn't happened. Lal, he's loving the laning stage.
And Spirit overall, right? If they win the laning phase, very strong team fight prowess and good Vision heroes as well, too. We don't see it picked as much, because the Disruptor isn't picked as much, but Slark with the Night Vision, Undying Tombstone gets great vision. You're gonna get these glimpses off if you're ahead, and no one...
The other tethered across to 9 class. Nice pushback does catch onto the both of them. Ducalis here as well to help out. No one. He's got a TP back to base, though, to refuel.
It's a pretty fantastic start for Spirit here. Yatoro has run away with these games when he's been given this space on the Shadow Fiend. He's going to have a lot of that space in this game. Look just from the way these lanes are.
Extra pressure being brought into the top lane. Rue ready to join.
They're looking for collapse.
Gonna get the Soul Rip heal off. Good damage with the Acorn shot. They'll bring him down. If they can get the chance to finish off another Thunderstrike on it, Ducalis will allow Rue to take the Mirana out.
Nami.
See Nami getting chased down by Nineclass. A few more right clicks should do it. Try and hide around the trees, but Nineclass will find him.
But it will be a trade.
Yeah, Rue's going to have to glimpse into another Thunderstrike soon if necessary. Shouldn't be. The creeps and a right click will do the job. So Spirit, bring attention top. Same to be said, though, for Vision. Still, overall, Spirit coming out on top of these trades.
But I like the movement, to be honest with you, from Vision. I think this was super clever, just breaking the lanes, moving the supports to help the Ember. The IO is ahead of the Slark now at this point, and they're not that far behind on the Ember Spirit, all things considered.
Yes.
He's 500 behind the Shadow Fiend, so as a side lane Ember, you know what? Not too shabby with these type of moves that we've seen them make.
Look at this early move from Yatoro. Not normally a place you expect to see the carrier stepping up.
Oh, Nineclass.
The tier 2. Nineclass is going to be massively surprised by the fact that there's a safe lane SF here behind the tier 1 mid with 6 minutes in.
And here the catch, the glimpse. Is it enough? No one has a regen running.
Yatoro's stepping up. He's going to be able to line up a couple of raises. Won't be enough, but still a massive aggression here from Yatoro. Making moves this deep pre-7 minutes.
Wisdom Rune, are they going to end up having to sack it, though? We do see the positioning here from Vision. There's a tombstone on high ground.
This might be hard for Takalis and Satanic to battle.
He sees it. He can hit it up
yeah,
on the
but
high ground.
Takalis might get taken out first. Collapse turns towards him. Takalis is dead. No one will come over to help out. So they'll at least make sure they get the kill in return and will manage to take away that Wisdom.
So that's, when you do make these type of moves, Yatoro wants to go for the mid lane. They don't have the Slark going toward the left side. They get outnumbered. They will be able to, they will have to give up that double shrine there, which is very important, as we said, for Vision, being able to get this. And it's Satanic who gets it too. So he is a side lane Ember, but gets that big bonus of levels that is pretty necessary.
And that's huge. He needs everything he can get here out of this laning stage. Satanic
trading.
We get caught by the glimpse. And here's still pre-level 6. It's a bit tough. He'll get the chains off onto Collapse. Managed to hide in the trees. He'll get away for now, Satanic.
Didn't have the mana for the kinetic field there on Rue. Just a bit lacking on it, so won't be able to get that follow-up catch. Yatoro, though, getting this crazy amount of free farm on a much more normal carry hero. We just have to keep referencing that, right? Satanic, sure, he has played quite a bit of Ember in the past, but let's see how it's going to end up matching up in this game. I see he's queuing up the Mage Slayer.
I like the build. We saw some alternative ways tried, right, with the safe lane Ember. I think what we have Mickey going for like an Urn into Radiance build. Didn't work out. We're actually seeing Satanic still considering options
Switching
here,
it up.
queuing up the Kyre and such. Definitely would help in terms of just kind of speeding up the farm, allowing him to stay out on the map a little longer with the mana. So yeah, it's probably one of those situations he hasn't been in a lot, considering what to buy as the carry Ember. So it's going to be very interesting to see what one of, if not the best carry in the world, does with this sort of position.
I'm just wondering, even though the lane, as we were saying, it didn't end up absolutely atrocious, it still wasn't great, how he's going to keep up in pace with something like a Shadow Fiend, who just can double raise onto some neutral camps, push out lanes super easy. For this Ember, it's so much slower how he can farm, and it's rare to say this, where Satanic, he's been a number 1, number 2 net worth in 95% of their games. This is one of those games he's going to have to play a bottom core as in the game, and into hard matchups.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, just the carry matchup in general. The fact that he's doing it against Yatoro, the other one that very easily could be labeled the best carry in the world, on an SF. Like, Yatoro could not be more comfortable in this position. Game 1 of a grand final. Some ways, done pretty well historically when he gets to them, and he's on his Shadow Fiend, one of the hottest carries right now in the meta.
And he warmed up on it already tonight, finding a solo kill on Watson earlier, which was super impressive. So we're going to see a lot of oppression come out from Spirit. We talk about Disruptor in the past a lot when we used to see him is when you're ahead, you really can press your advantage. So they're looking for kills right now. At Nineclass, they'll find him.
A quick grab. Set it up for Yatoro. He's going to be able to take down the tier 1. I mean, it just feels like Yatoro is going to be able to do so much.
Yes.
While Satanic, he's just going to hope that there's going to be the time to get to a stage of the game where he can make plays. They'll try and look to punish Collapse.
He's turning on him.
He's pretty scary. Collapse drops down the tombstone. Satanic, he has to just run.
Can he run too? Not me. He's trying to close the gap.
Oh,
Satanic,
he's
caught. Oh boy. Oh, and it's early days, but this is devastating for Vision.
It's
and even another glimpse. Rue is there.
They're going to get another very likely. Carlos will try and leap away, just accepts his fate. He knows there's no further way to escape the reach of Collapse.
Nice
Spirit double
with a much more normal approach to the
really
game,
was.
and it's just looking so much easier to play with this type of advantage. So many catches. The damage isn't there for Collapse at this point. He just walks up. He doesn't even have really that many HP items. Just gets the ulti off. They are lacking in damage early on the side of Vision.
Yatoro is nearly double the net worth of Satanic.
Oh boy, Owen.
I tell you what, this is not doing wonders for the games where I like to pick some safe lane Ember at home. You know, I'm going to get reports as soon as the game starts now.
They will find him.
As we're seeing, this is not the position for this hero right now.
They've got to do some heavy lifting with the IO and the two supports to get some space. Notice it's been quiet so far here, so maybe if you can get to that timing of the Blink Dagger and look to get involved, but really, when I'm looking at the damage, I'm looking at some lackluster approaches here from Vision.
I can't find it.
Their burst can come out if the sharpshooter's there, but is that going to be enough when the SF is starting to get this much of an advantage? And now notice...
They're going to have the glimpse into the Requiem. Okay, the call does put a stop to the Requiem. Doesn't matter, though. Or maybe it will. It's close. Okay,
he lives.
He lives. All right.
Raindrop actually protecting him.
Gets to live, and I'll be honest, I think Notice, he's probably the one that you're looking at to try and save Team Vision from the state of the game that they're in.
And the mobility that can come in from the IO, see how much no one can connect with these relocates. He's halfway towards the Aghanim. Said their skirmishing is strong on Vision, but if they fall too far behind, their team fight is very lackluster in comparison.
And they're falling pretty fast.
They are.
Another tower here taken by Yatoro.
Okay, they're going to try to use the Moonlight Shadow to maybe sneak something in here, but it's still very difficult without Notice having the Blade Mail or the Blink. And Stacks, and they're starting to be formed. So Spirit, on top of playing super aggressively here, they've got this backup condition to just make Yatoro continue to be this beast. And Ember, he can't farm Stacks. He can farm small neutral camps with a stack, but not an ancient stack.
And you can tell right from the item build-up. Oh, we'll see in a minute. They do get the catch into the call. All right.
Nice kill.
Ball's gone.
It's something for sure.
I really do feel, as I say, this is a game where you're looking to Notice if you're Vision. Who's got to do some big moves to get them out of this spot. Going for the Blade Mail, of course, into the Blink.
I think, I like the Blade Mail first. I mean, Blink first is also very dangerous to do because you're just blinking and die and you don't have follow-up. The Blade Mail, it's got to provide that damage that they're kind of missing.
You might kill the SF.
Might be able to. Rue, positioned here for Notice.
He did get himself out of this last time, Notice.
There is an ulti this time, though, from Rue.
Yeah, never no hesitation. Dropping down the Static Storm. Yatoro's able to step up, lay down the raises. This time,
reload.
Chance of Notice running. No
Bringing
one's
the
going to
numbers.
come in.
Can they get the catch?
It's a tricky one, especially with Lyle around as well. Vision, they've got to be careful how they chase for this. Lyle ready to pounce aggressively straight towards them. Acorn shot in the bushwhack completely off the mark.
Satanic.
He steps up. He'll drop a remnant out, but he'll get another one away, so we'll still be able to jump out despite being glimpsed back.
They bring the numbers forward on the side of Vision and can't go for any type of trade play here because Spirit, they just react to the numbers themselves. They bring everybody over. They know how ahead they are right now. Playing with this Disruptor, Max Glimpse is online. They can keep bringing this number advantage. Even if the IO relocate comes in, they can just send him away. 9 Classic, a good connection here onto Collapse, so they have follow-up. It looks like it's coming.
Backup's coming up for Collapse. It's all right. Now they'll get the glimpse. I mean, this is the dream sort of position, right, to be playing with this Disruptor. We don't get to see it a lot, but in these sort of games where you're starting to get this sort of momentum, this is where Rue absolutely controls every single play. You cannot run. He will bring you back, and what better carry to bring the enemy back over towards than an SF. Yatoro's going to clean them up every time that Rue catches them.
He's still continuing at almost double net worth of the Ember Spirit. As we said, Satanic, it's very rare that he's put in this bad of a position. How is he going to really recover?
I don't know.
Trying to bring numbers, but Spirit's reacting every single time. Yeah, this is like you said, the Disruptor pick is looking incredible. They have all the Vision tools with the Slark, with the Undying to be able to give him these glimpses over and over again. It's early, but it's a 5K lead, and it's about to jump to a 6K after these stacks get finished up here for Yatoro.
Just a very tough road ahead for Satanic. If he's able to make this work, this it's going to be unbelievable.
Okay, Notice just feeling like, okay, I can't actually go for the Greed Blade, but I need a blink. We need a way to set up and slow the pace.
I don't mind it. I mean, it definitely shows, Vision, they realize the spot they're in ain't too great. They got to do something drastic. Blink dagger timing with the smoke. They need something big. The dream catch, of course, would be Yatoro. Let's see where they can find Vision.
Will they have the damage is the question, because I'm looking at the build from Collapse in this game. Also, he's maxed the Soul Rip. So there's quite a bit of sustain that can come in, even if they do get the catch. And Yatoro has Mask of Madness.
Not me, but not me is not the one they want to go for. They want Yatoro. Yatoro is going to step up. Notice, he's thinking about it. He's going to make the jump in with the call into the arm.
Static Storm.
Laid down Yatoro. We're getting hit by the sharpshooter, but he's able to get off the rack.
Too much heals.
The Notice is gone. No one to fall. Ducalis has to retreat, but Lyle chases him out. Yatoro throws out another raise. They cannot go on this SF right now. They hit the call, they hit the arrow, but it just doesn't matter. Every single time, backup's going to be there. And they don't even get close to killing multiple ults connecting. The sharpshooter comes in. Yatoro doesn't even get anywhere close to dying.
Spirit, they're 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 steps ahead of the play. They've got double vision in the area. Thank you. Double vision in the area to cover. They know exactly that move's going to happen. And Yatoro, he loves to play super aggressive on this Shadow Fiend. This team, it's insane how we've watched Spirit level up in just a couple months here. Not looking to play slow, late game type of potential. No, they're all about the aggression, especially with this lineup. They're not slowing down, Owen.
No, which is of great concern for Vision.
Yep, and another catch. He's just dead. I'm struggling to see the recovery.
I mean, I think you can see the struggle in sort of working out how to recover in just the build that Satanic's got queued up. There's no other carry that you're going to be playing at all in this meta, right, where you go Kaya, BKB, Radiance. It's just, you know that Satanic himself, he feels how awkward of a spot that he's in, that he's been put in, having to play December in the safe lane, that there seems to be very little way to kind of farm and build your way out of this hole.
I don't think we're going to see this again. This, Slark type of thing with the Ember teams. It's been tried too many times in this tournament. It's just looking so hard to recover. No one, he's got the Ags. Let's see how much he can do with this one. He's going to farm very fast, but he's still so vulnerable going into these fights versus the SF and the Slark.
With the Remnant there, Satanic will make sure he doesn't get tripped up by the Willow combo.
The thing too is, like, a lot of times when you're playing with the IO, it's not, of course, it is about the IO, the spirits, how much damage they do, but it's also, you're able to provide this extra sustain at times. When you're playing versus this Slark too, he just steals it. He walks up, throws that Shiv onto somebody, and you're just preventing all that extra heal.
They'll find Root. It's gonna be enough to kill him.
Can they get out?
They get out. I don't think Noticed is. He's gone. Well,
not me, though.
Able to find him, but indeed 2 supports taken down. Time's been brought up for Yatoro to turn up. Carlos will manage to leap away. A favorable trade in terms of numbers.
Yep, not bad
They
here.
get both the supports. Sure, they lose a core, but in the position they're in, they'll take that.
Collapse, dodging the bushwhack. He's got Octarine already, so these decays, they're building up, reducing their health, taking up himself. And also, so I keep mentioning about playing ahead on the side of Spirit when we're talking about the Disruptor. The other thing about playing ahead too is they have a Slark. So look at the vision on the map. All the wards, they're just getting taken away. So just completely controlling that versus vision, so limiting any of these aggressive moves of trying to outnumber in any way as well. It's so hard for them to make a move like this. Look where Yatoro's farming. He's just like, okay, I'll just take your Ancients multiple times here. I'm at no risk really at this point. He continues to have absolutely insane net worth. He is the net worth of 2 core heroes right now. Catch on the Undying. They've got him.
All right.
Ceaseless Sturge, he's right back into the mix.
Spirit might still bring the pressure in around this tier 2. Yatoro ready to turn up.
Looking for the wraparound here.
I mean, they might go for round 2 on Collapse. Oh, okay. Max is already going to be out through the Twin Gate. Not looking to set up, though.
9 class.
Back off.
Oh, no one's also caught in the back. Laurel does see him.
He's going to look to relocate out of this.
They got the glimpse.
They do. They
Perfect timing.
One of the age-old counters there to the IO, and that's one of the reasons the glimpse can be a bit too much sometimes for him.
They're just running at them at this point. Oh, and 9 class, he's trying to get away, but they've got the vision on him, hiding in the trees.
They're not going to quite see him in time, so he will live, still losing their mid vision.
No space on the map, Owen. The only place they can play right now is where they had that vision on Team Vision. And they're just still getting run at in that area. They'll kill the Undying, but as you said, Ceaseless Sturge, he's back immediately. And with the Octarine, it's a much faster cooldown as well. 360 seconds rather than that 480. So we'll be able to utilize that in the next move as well, potentially. See if Vision can bring the numbers again. Not me. Does still have this ward on the high ground. Panic.
Bringing the brambles. Into the fear, Lal ready to pounce in, closing onto Jakalis. He'll get the leap off. Soul Rip from Collapse will allow Spirit to continue to rack up the kills here against Vision.
And Spirit too. They have a building hitter. While on Vision, they do not have a building hitter.
They don't have a single building.
They do not have a single one at this point too. So overall, just have to play to farm and try to catch back up with these items that they can get. Looking for the BKB timing. So double BKB, potentially triple BKB timing that Vision is going to look for versus that heavy team fight. But it's not just that team fight. That physical damage, it is there too from Yatoro that will be able to bypass it. Roche soon on the menu probably for Spirit. With this damage, I think it's time right now.
Step straight into there with the amplified damage.
Yep, they've got the Undying too, so he can pop the ult. He can keep pushing it forward even faster with the Tombstone too. They'll even save the ult potentially here for the fight. It's just going to be brought down so fast. Little to no mistakes from Spirit right now. And Vision just still trying to get these items online, trying to make the recovery for Satanic.
Yeah, very much making a statement for, maybe that Slark does actually have to be first phase if you want to open with December.
Yeah, potentially so.
Might just force you to kind of have to come in with these sort of strats that just don't seem to be anywhere close to working.
9class trying to be cheeky here, finding a place to farm. Rune knows where he is.
They're going to see him.
They've got the catch.
Static Storm, make sure there's no way for him to play his way out there. At the same time, Spirit, they've also got the creep wave moving in top. Notice walking the call onto Yatoro.
Got Aegis.
And no one's come across. Satanic.
The numbers are being brought in. They're buybacking on 9class.
Let's have a look. They want to try and put everything into this play, Vision, see if they can find some sort of kill. But Collapse is ready to just run straight at them. Comes in with the ultimate, tanking up, heals up with the Soul Rip. Vision, they can't even touch him. He's fine. They've got to back off.
A cool build too. Collapse going for just a casual Glimmer Cape. He knows that the big burst damage that's coming out for Vision, it's that magical damage from the Mirana, from that Hoodwink as well with the Shard too. So that Glimmer is going to be very, very strong. He's kind of like this pseudo support to be able to protect Yatoro as well with the heals.
I mean, because at the moment, right, that's all that matters, really.
All the
if they can save Yatoro, he will do everything. He'll kill them all. He'll kill their base. We'll see in the
Catch
mid.
on Laurel.
He'll get the call.
Got him.
Laurel's gone. Noticed, I don't think he's getting out, though. Yatoro turns up with Collapse. They're able to take him down. Now over towards Ducalis. He's out of leaps.
They've got a glimpse if they needed it anyway. Rue wants another target, though. He's got a Blink. He's got a Tumbler's Toy if he can look for one. Panic. Trying to be cheeky here, cut wave to get this extra farm. He's got the BKB.
Look at the courier.
Playing with fire here. Should be okay. Rue's like, you know what? I don't even want to chase him at this point. He's got the BKB.
So Yatoro was over there by the Remnant. Nearly actually in position, and now
He has to be careful. Satanic.
He's going to have to BKB possibly. Okay, did get the Remnant off.
They got Vision.
There, he can maybe time it, and he can.
Okay.
They're able to jump back despite the glimpse.
That's the last Remnant. He's really trying to hang on to that BKB. But it really is just hanging on to it as Yatoro trying to give some more of that information. 8,000 lead for Spirit, continuing to play super oppressive here. And Rue, he is starting to build toward that Aghanims as well too already at this point. Blink and a point booster picked up. Vision starting to bring the numbers. Eyes on notice to see how big of calls he can get.
Gonna be off the call. Doesn't matter though. Relocate comes in. They'll still get Rue. They'll get the two of them.
Getting the supports over and over again. Pretty decent when you are this far behind.
Calls from Spirit are watching at the side just in case anybody steps up here. They can still fight despite the death of their supports with how large they are.
First BKB reveal from Noan as well. They're trying to get to this timing of those triple BKBs for Vision. Toro on the hunt.
With a slippery kill to Jaceful.
Can't quite find him here.
Tries his luck there with the raises, but off the mark.
Potentially looking for, that Tormentor cup of play. It's going to shift soon. Both these teams, not really the biggest Tormentor teams either. Vision just desperately trying to find these places to farm. You look where Satanic is, look where no one is. They just really want to get to this item timing and then look for that fight when the Aegis does go down. Probably their best option, because they still are super behind at this point. They need to get the BKBs to counter that heavy team fight. Spirit's just chasing them all over.
Collapse just bullying Satanic, making sure that Satanic doesn't get the full freedom that he hoped for.
Satanic has to be pretty careful here. Yatoro, does he have the damage?
TP. Ooh, one hit away from being close enough to kill him, I'll tell you that.
Top, Ducalis. They also get noticed.
Look at the glimpse back, straight into the fear. Very nicely timed. He gets the blade mail off, but it doesn't matter. Noticed is gone. Ducalis trapped by the kinetic field. Perfect timing with the glimpse into the fear there from the supports of Spirit.
Two of the better heroes to punish. They're trying to split with Collapse.
They're trying to make some sort of a play against Collapse with this relocate for no one, but it's not going to happen.
Now no one.
He's probably in trouble. Okay, he has got the BKB. He's going to try and chase down Rue with the Spirits, but the Soul Reveal comes in. Nobody in Spirit going down in this mid lane. As Vision continue to hemorrhage these kills.
3 deaths there, and it was a 9-class buyback earlier too that they were desperately trying to look for these extra kills up top. Ends up being brought down. Yatoro very close to having the Silver Edge. He is continuing to be double net worth of the Ember.
I mean, he's just having a completely free game here. I can't imagine a better way to start off a TI Grand Finals if you're a carry than the one that Yatoro is having right now, and he is making absolutely everything out of the situation he's been given.
Not only is it 24-12, but look at the tower situation, right? As we said, Vision, they cannot touch the towers, especially because of how far behind they were at the start of this game. They're almost full HP. All the ones of Spirits have barely been touched at this point, while 2 tier 2s already have dropped on the side of Vision. And noticed his BKB is the timing that he wanted to get a bit of acceleration onto it. He's now died, I think, 3 times trying to make the space for the team, so his BKB is going to be so delayed at this point. Rue is going to have an Aghanim, maybe as that BKB comes out from the Axe, so he's going to have extra answers even to prevent them from using it if he does get the initial catch. Vision. Panic. There's a Silver Edge Yatoro stalking him.
Lined up and ready to go for this final tier 2 on the bottom lane.
So hard for Vision to put together a team fight. Spirit will take every single one of these battles at this point. Level 20 as well now hit for Yatoro. Satanic. I feel like every time we see Satanic, Collapse is on top of him. He's just following him, being super annoying.
It's in the mid.
Another catch on Laurel.
They do manage to bring Laurel down. Yatoro's considering if he wants to fight back here. The BKB was used by no one.
That is 4 times they've been able to find Laurel. Notice.
Will yet to get Yatoro.
Can he get the glimpse? He will.
Straight back into the field and the Static Storm into the Requiem. Oh, there'll be a relocation.
Nice
save.
reload.
Nice one. All right, no one able to bail his axe out for now.
They're going to look for the fight after this. They're going to kill the Tombstone off. Doesn't look like they can go for the fight themselves. BKB still cooldown for no one. They'll play it cautious. Spirit also will back up. They'll respect that save. Space needed. No one is pulling ahead a good amount here over the Slark, as they have been able to find some nice kills onto Laurel with the chain stuns. If no one can end up being that rock that they really need for the team. Gonna go that Shiva's build that we do see from pretty much all the mid laners on the IO. But it's slower paced damage in comparison to something like Yatoro, who is accelerating toward more lifesteal. Is gonna go that Satanic build, stalling out any type of BKB. Knows he doesn't need it for now, maybe eventually at some points, but we know Yatoro. He plays for the Manta dodges. A 9 class, dead in 2 or 3 hits.
Also, Rue won't be able to tease much out of Satanic there. Satanic quick with the Remnant away.
And even though they're not keeping up, right, but not making the Gold League go so much faster in terms of per Spirit, but the gains just aren't that big for Vision. I just don't know how much this Radiance for Satanic is really going to do, because we did see Mika try for it the other day, but as soon as he showed up to the fights with the Radiance and the BKB, he did absolutely nothing.
And it's a different build-up. The fact that Radiance is going to come so much later.
Later as well.
It's, as I said, I think, Satanic's trying to do his best to adapt to this situation that he's been put on off the back of this draft. It's just not easy to make this safe lane Ember work.
Laurel now has the gem, so should be a lot safer. We have seen them pick him off a couple times here, but now with the gem should be much more protected in terms of not getting caught by the Blink Axe from that distance. Also going for the BKB early. I like it.
It's all right. You do something cute here.
Thinking about it. He can line up the Requiem.
He's going to try and open things up here with the Fear.
They got him.
That'll do it.
We saw him solo kill Watson earlier. That was almost a solo kill as well, too. Did get a little help, but super impressive play. A flawless game from the legend himself. 8-0-3.
I'm pretty much maintaining this net worth position where
double.
He's so close to essentially being double the net worth of Satanic.
He's double the net worth of Laurel even, too, of his own teammate. Absolutely crazy performance from Yatoro this game. They're not able to slow things down. Noticed his BKB is about to be finished, so let's see if they can connect with this triple BKB timing, how much they can do. But again, the Radiance was slowed down. And besides the gold lead, look at the experience. It's a level 16 Ember. Yatoro's cracking level 23 in a second.
I mean, this is
too.
the thing, right? Yatoro, he is not going to care one bit about a Radiance on this Ember Spirit.
9 class, Laurel stalking him.
Bit of a tricky kill to chase for.
Forcing him away.
Now, meanwhile, over towards the mid, we're seeing them grouped up and ready to try and make a move here. Vision, the smoke out.
trying to catch Spirit if they're split up in any way, but Spirit have been so careful in this game. The Satanic is going to be coming out very soon for Yatoro. They haven't had the damage to bring him down yet, and now they're going to have to somehow bypass the Satanic, which is one of the best answers versus the Blink Blade Mail Axe. Roche soon on the horizon too, something that Vision can't let Spirit get Roche. If they do, the game is going to be pretty much impossible for them. They're looking for Laurel again.
They've got him a fair few times.
Not going to be able to find that catch. All right, Radiant's done. At the same time, Yatoro gets a full Satanic. The damage isn't going to come out that fast from Vision, and there's heals. There's ways to protect. Collapse, as we said, he's playing this pseudo, the extra support in a way, right, with the build that he's gone for. He has Blink, he has Shard, so if they do get the catch, he even can get the saves as well. So again, just difficult to see how Vision approaches these fights.
Well, we'll try and check out the situation. I'll find 9 class. Yatoro steps in, a couple of right clicks. That's 9 class gone.
Godlike. Vision needs every number too, so even if they lose one hero contesting that Roche, already was super hard, now impossible. So they're gonna have to just accept the fact that they're playing versus this Aegis. Push might come onto their high ground pretty soon here with the banner as well. Yatoro, super tanky, can probably just frontline. And how's Rue doing for his Aghanims too? He's got 3 components already finished up, so yes.
Pretty close.
Vision's got some BKBs, but they might be put in a position where they can't even get them off too. Satanic. Oro.
Satanic is not taking any chances this time.
They're trying desperately to get any type of building damage. Got a decent amount bottom here, but it is just that tier 1.
Ready to get this bottom wave pushed out. They'll pick up the Tormentor first.
Finally. These teams hate Tormentor. Rue will get blessed with it as well. A nice one too. The kinetic fence is quite good this game versus the Mirana, versus the Io, even versus the Ember in some situations. It can be quite annoying. Extra little bit of lockdown. Just, yeah, so much sustain, so much save at this point on Spirit. Vision, what's the next big gain they're getting? Okay, no one is going for something a bit different too. Queuing up the Hex. So looking like they just want to get this chain control to not allow this, you know, Yatoro to just go absolutely crazy. But as you said, there's saves, there's heals, there's this tombstone.
Yatoro ready to make quick work of this tier 2. Plenty of minutes left. They want to try and push up high ground with this Aegis.
Got a creep wave coming in. Ags, it's done. Rue, he has it finished in it. 10 gold now. They're going to smoke up. Potentially look for the catch as a hero shows on the side of Vision.
Anyone steps out of the base, they'll get quite a nasty surprise.
They have the Slark Shard as well, too. So Tombstone, Slark Shard, Soul Rip, Glimmers, so many things to protect Yatoro.
Gonna get the call.
That's a heal.
Soul Rip's there. They're keeping him healed up pretty nice. He'll get the match shot. The pushback comes out after, but there's gonna be the save from the Tombstone. Fear connects onto no one.
Satanic to heal up. Yatoro will back away and respect the damage. They force everybody from Vision back.
The players safe, work on sorting out the other lanes here. Spirit.
They also, now they do have that Ags Disruptor, so Vision has to be so prepared to click those BKBs, but it's going to be difficult because the Blink's there too for Rue, so can't just blink and drop that Static Storm.
It's just going to be ridiculous amounts of damage coming out from Yatoro. It's just over 1,000 gold away from having that Daedalus.
And the wards just continue to get taken out. The gem that they picked up on the Slark with disadvantage, constricting the map. Collapse. They saw someone outside for a quick second here. They want to get a glimpse. Can't quite find the angle here. Not letting Vision get outside.
Talik's just trying to find some sort of corner of the map. 9 class is going to go for a very aggressive jump out of the base to try and set up onto Rue. Lol, he'll be able to punish that. Rue's perfectly fine.
They've got the Depth Shroud as well, too. Just so many ways to cover and protect each other. Satanic desperately trying to find that Aghanims. The quietest game I think we've seen from him at this international.
I think it is.
Toro, arrow will connect.
Takes a lot of damage.
They've got so much sustain and so many ways to protect him.
Keeping their cool, able to continue to hit the tier 3s, force out the fortification here in the mid. Toro can back up, pick up that Demon Edge.
90 seconds still on this Aegis. Oh, this is an aggressive relocate positioning from No One here. Is this Disruptor could catch him?
Quick jump, BKB.
Got the BKB off. Okay.
Make sure he gets them there before the Static Storm.
They're gonna try the glimpse timing, but he still has the BKB active, so he will be safe. Good thing he clicks that BKB when he does, or he's dead.
I think as soon as he saw people turn up, he knew that there was a high chance that that play would be looked towards by Root.
Toro standing strong by himself here. He still has the Aegis.
Night Class! He's going to
dead.
take it out in a couple of hits. They're going to try and battle you.
He's too strong.
Satanic's going to run. These hits are going to hurt.
Oh my god, so close to Satanic even getting brought down. Yatoro showing he can fight versus everybody with this advantage. No fear.
Yeah, this is, especially in situations like that, I can only imagine, Fog, that Satanic is like, please let me play something else. I do not want to play this carry Ember. I really don't. It cannot be fun, Fog.
Not if Yatoro, especially not if Yatoro's getting to play Shadowfiend, right? You're looking like, look at the difference in this guy.
He gets the SF and I get this. It just doesn't feel fair.
Really doesn't at this point. Now no glyph for Vision to stop this push. Can they get Yatoro off of the racks? No BKB for No One either for this push.
Gonna get the call.
Try again.
Really any follow-up. They do get the arrow. Collapse has already jumped in. Satanic's going to try and go in on the back lines here aggressively with the BKB. He's going to try and chase out Rue, bring the Disruptor down. He'll succeed. Takes Rue out the fight. BKB's about to come to an end though, so he'll have to jump back defensively. Did manage to get that kill there with that play, Satanic.
That was a pretty cool one. Just jumps past everybody. Did have to use a lot of the remnants. They did have to use their BKB. That was both the BKBs, right? Just to find a support kill. So it's something, but it's a very expensive commitment just to find a Disruptor here at this point, but they have to do that, right? I think this is exactly how the Emperor has to play. You cannot let Rue get his spells off because you will just get destroyed in the team fight if he gets a Static Storm on top of you. Even the bigger Static Storm, a Chasm Stone casually picked up from the Disruptor too, so even more massive to be able to get the connection onto them here. Some decent execution we're seeing, the attempts from Vision, right? Getting the call, pulling him back, getting that connection of the arrow too. But yeah, just still a bit too far behind to bring down Yatoro at all. How's No One's Hex looking? He does have the gold for it, but saving for the buyback for the moment.
Yatoro. Notice sticks around. He might regret it, but the blink in time.
Look at the build he has to go for unnoticed. He's like, yeah, armor isn't the solution, guys. I need to blink Blade Mail and Ghost Scepter so I don't just die to this.
Against this SF, certainly so.
No One forced to pop the BKB defensively again.
He's going to try for the call, but Lali was already up the BKB. So there'll be no follow-up damage to threaten the Slark. The Ghost Scepter buys him a little bit of time, but as it comes to an end, Spirit will bring Notice down.
Yatoro just running the show beyond godlike. And that was what BKB used from No One. Notice still has his for the potential for the defense. Satanic also, but not having the IO BKB, he can just get popped. Yatoro. Aggressive Force Staff.
All right. Look at the Bushwhack. Although stunned, but the Tombstone's there. Satanic gonna have to use a lot of his BKB to just try and take that out. They don't manage to do so in time. The call comes out.
They get him.
They've done it. They've killed Yatoro
for the first time this game.
That's massive. Vision doing what seems to be the impossible. Now, Collapse, on the other hand, he's got a lot of HP to get through if they want to try and get Undying. Collapse is going to try and chase through out of the action. Collapse building the HP up. And Collapse, he's kind of cleaning them up. Satanic's gone. Double kill for Collapse.
Got the blink.
And he's ready for more. Jumps over to Notice. Notice trying to block, but the decay comes in. Collapse, he don't need Yatoro now at this point. He's the new carry in town.
They had to use everything to kill you. They executed it pretty beautifully to bring down this SF, but Collapse
maybe
goes,
even more.
I have 52 strength. He wants more.
Bounce forward from La. Won't quite be able to get the slow onto either of them or the leash. Collapse, he still wants to get in.
They finally defeat Yatoro. They kill him the once at least. Good. They synergized that pretty beautifully there too. I didn't see if they broke the Tombstone. I think they did, right? Because he got stunned right afterwards from it. So it was pretty perfect that ends up happening, and they get the call right afterwards, so he doesn't get the Satanic.
So it can be done.
It can be done, but they end up losing a lot out of it as well too. 9 class looking for a cheap catch here on Laurel. They've got back up.
Carlos and no one trying to come in to help out, but the BKB's up for Lyle.
Static Storm.
See them get the grab onto no one. Lyle falling low, but Collapse coming in with the save. Heals him up with the Soul Rip, keeps Lyle strong. No one will relocate back out of there in time to survive, but the Carlos has been left out on the map.
Laurel too tanky, too much regen. Gets to steal a lot here with the Shiv versus the Io over and over again. Plus the healing from the Undying. Absolutely seeing that come into play there. Vision, they're trying their hardest. They're doing some really cool execution plays, but at this deficit, you can just see how hard it really is.
Just too much.
Yatoro back onto the push. Mirana dead for 25 seconds. Vision needs absolutely every little thing they can put together here. Collapse now, level 25. He's gonna have like 10,000 HP when he pops that Flesh Golem.
Instead of Rex taking in the mid. Spirit, they can head over to the Roshan.
Safest play possible. Refresher Shard. Some really good ones they can put that onto. Either the Disruptor, they can put it onto the Undying as well too. Some really good options that they can do. Even onto the Slug. I mean, everybody's a good option to get that Refresher Shard. They'll wait for a moment here though. We'll see it again. Yatoro had just died over there from that great chain stun that they were able to do, but yeah, Collapse. A different beast after they've expended so much.
I mean, they sort of think about trying to do something about him, but not a lot that you could do about his Undying right now with that amount of HP built up on him.
Just walking at them. Getting so much farm too. He's got the Cloak of Flames, he's got the Greedy. Yatoro, we'll give him a cheeky smile. He's like, you know, you got me.
Exactly. Same to be said here from Collapse. He is absolutely loving it here on his Undying.
Roshan time, 18k lead. Vision. I don't think they can contest in that area. High ground defenses, they can execute if they do at utmost perfection, but around the Roche, kind of suicide. Full disperser for Yatoro.
Yeah, he just... Refresher Shard available here for Collapse.
Oh god, Collapse has a full Hex now too. Oh my goodness. Just keeps flirting out the items. He's keeping up in farm with an IO core. Very impressive that he's been able to do. We see Satanic. His farm is pretty impressive too, but still, at that back foot. Even bigger rate. I mean, the Static Storm's going to be massive. We don't see Disruptor very often. I actually forgot that was even a talent for him at 20. With that Chasm Stone too, this Static Storm's going to be huge.
So many things that they're going to have to pre-BKB.
Yeah, they either have to pre-BKB or if they have to jump the Disruptor and kill him at the start of the fight. So they're just going to get decimated from that Ags. Push coming in toward the north side.
Alright.
The Aegis goes with the quest to the answer. Collapse now finally switches his neutral item.
And immediately Satanic has to put this BKB. He's so terrified about what they'll throw at him. A quick tombstone dodge off the arrow.
I mean, he needs to use that.
He has to. It's so scary.
Otherwise, he's going to get hexed.
Well, 9 class outside of the base. Collapse, he's waiting from inside of the base. 9 class going to get glimpsed back. I mean, they just can't do anything about the fact that Collapse is just standing there between them.
He has 7,500 HP. Good luck bringing him down. I mean, put some Vessels onto him. Vessel's going to do like 300 damage per tick. No Vessel charges remaining, though, on Ducala, so unfortunate for him.
Somebody's got to do something.
Jumps in. The Tombstone jumps out. There's no BKB for Satanic. How does he commit into the
I don't know. They've got to try something.
Arrow. Just to try to push him off of Yatoro.
The racks are falling.
Standing strong.
And they even get him the once now. Back up, set up perfectly around Yatoro.
Notice, as the Krellas now picked up, they spend their gold on the side of Vision. Can't protect the racks. Smoke. Spirit, they're going to continue in this area. Continue the push. If anyone steps out, if Rue sees them, he will just blink Static Storm, grab them. Vision. Desperate move here.
They're on the low ground. Notice he's going to try for the jump, but he doesn't find an angle to get the call off. The Static Storm's laid down into the fifth. He's the Requiem.
He used his gold, too, to buy the Krellas. He does not have buyback.
Spirit should have what it takes here to finish up the final set of Rex.
Fear connects.
The Satanic is going to try and jump the backlines. Maybe look to see if he can kill off the support. So put the BKB, look to chase down the Willow. Can he at least get that? There's going to be Allskeeper safe. No one's just getting shredded by the right clicks of Yatoro. No one's gone. He's out for 100. They're getting close to killing off Collapse. He'll heal up with the Soul Rip and the Decay.
In his Tombstone.
He's still alive. Satanic, he's trying to run. No one coming with the tether to bail him out of this. He'll be able to live, Satanic.
They're just way too far ahead, Owen. They're all too tanky. Yatoro's damage, he shreds. I can't believe no one actually gets away.
And the Collapse, he's back in with another jump. They get the Hex onto Ducalis. He's out. He'll buy back. Satanic's going to jump in with the slight change over towards Yatoro, but it's a triple kill for Yatoro. This game is over. GG is called.
Right.
Team Spirit will take game one. Yatoro finishes with a rampage here in Shanghai.
The legendary carry himself having a pretty free game this time around. Vision trying something here that we've said multiple teams have tried with this Ember to dodge this Slark. They put the IO mid, but the Slark was doing pretty fine. They did get some kills on Laurel, which was pretty impressive, but the biggest problem really was Yatoro is absolutely massive.
Yep.
Ports are getting a lot, and Collapse too. Love the build he goes for, knowing that he can play the pseudo kind of supportish style, get these extra heals. They run this one over, Owen.
They really do. I guess at the least for Team Vision, we did it from Puppey at the start, right?
They're trying.
They already knew they were trying something, so they should be able to easily move past this into game two. But as for this game one strat, it did not work out.
It was a strat that we weren't necessarily sure how it was going to play out. We saw so many new things. Disruptor, it's its first pick here for TI-15. We're also seeing no one playing that IO for the first time, and Satanic playing an Ember Spirit carry for the first time himself. I know we've seen Ember carry so far in this tournament, but Satanic himself having their first competitive games on those heroes, and you're like, is it game one of a TI finals where you want to do it? And I give them full credit to having that confidence, but at the end of the day, what Spirit cooked, Quinn, was just another level.
Yeah, I think the answer to your question, is this the place to do it, is no. I think you want to go back to your comfort. You want to go back to the solid strategies you played for the entirety of your career. We look at Satanic, you think of him as the hard carry that scales into the late game, that's going to put the team on the back, and how can you really do that with an Ember carry? It just wasn't the same level of impact we're used to seeing from him, and I don't blame him. It's a very uncomfortable position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Puppey in the coach interview that they have tried it before and it wasn't unexpected for them. And he thinks that TI is for trying things and that's why they did it. But in practice, it didn't look that good. That IO mid didn't even manage to have a game against the Slark. The Ember lost to that Undying pick, which was brilliant because Team Spirit set up a situation where both side lanes would win and the mid flex didn't matter in Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just comes back to what you brought up about how maybe Puppey is saying no to 9Class's ideas. And for me, personally, I feel like Satanic's been the player of the tournament, or the player of Team Vision at least. And put him in an Ember against Undying lane, you're not really setting him up for success. And I feel like if you have a guy on 9Class that could take that upon him. He could play that Ember. It's something he's done in the past. Their lane didn't go well anyway. It's not like he's a particularly strong hoodwink player. So for me, it's just a little bit questionable how they approach this game one. But to be honest, in a best of 5, you have a lot of room to do these kinds of things. And it doesn't matter for the next game. It's 0-0.
Room for error, room for growth, whichever way you want to look at it here. But it definitely felt like a game of bluffs in some way as well, because whilst the execution was incredibly high from Spirit, it felt like that they were coming in almost as a continuation of the best of 3 that they had in their upper bracket 2 days ago, where it's, we actually know what you like, we know what you don't like, and so they try and put Lal on an uncomfortable slog that he hasn't necessarily shown or proven himself on the same way he has other heroes, and vice versa, again, where Vision are thinking, we've got this Ember that we can move to other roles. We've got this IO that we know is comfortable mid, but at the end of the day, Quinn, I'm not really sure how that mid matchup played out. You said that it should be something more favorable to IO, but we didn't see that in eventuality.
Yeah, I think it probably should. It ended up being where Slark takes a relatively decent early CS advantage, and I think you can chalk a lot of that up to no one's inexperienced on the hero. It's quite a very player-specific hero. You need a lot of reps into how you move the spirits back and forth. It's a very finicky, I don't know, very IO-specific mechanic that not any other heroes have. And so I think I chalked it up to inexperience, and I think it's not just sort of a fault of Vision, but it's a skill that Spirit is really good at. And I think specifically in finals, I've felt this myself, that they are really good at taking you out of your comfort zone. It's not just Vision doing it to themselves. They're picking things and banning in a way that forces you to do that, or you feel compelled to it, almost like they're mind controlling you.
On that topic of potential inexperience on the mid IO, that may very well be true, but watching it play out, I don't think IO has any inherent advantages against Slark. The way the hero functions in the mid lane is it just farms. You trade farm, and for mid heroes to punish melee heroes, they have to make it so that if the melee heroes walk up to hit a creep, that they take absurd amounts of damage, and that just doesn't happen with IO until later levels, and I think
get those right, and it's so much easier from a third eye perspective, or from after the series to feel like, oh, obviously we should have banned this instead. Nature's Prophet was too broken. But sometimes you get mixed up and you ban the wrong heroes in the moment, and I think considering those and really making sure, is this really integral to their draft? Is this what binds them together is such an important thing.
Vision are looking at their final ban here, and what's been left in the pool from game number 1 is that Wyvern, it's also the Earth Spirit, and the Coddle. And now it feels like you're in a tricky situation because at least 2 of those are getting through, along again with maybe that Ember.
I mean, I think that you have a lot of things to consider here, right? If you ban the Slark, then Spirit picks Ember. Are you happy to play Earth Spirit into Ember? We've seen quite a lot of success in that matchup specifically. Winter Wyvern has been Spirit's go-to first pick, I feel like, in every single game that we've seen them play. When it's there, they always go for it. So it's a tricky situation. You have to kind of look at the matchups that you get and what kind of trade you want to make here.
They definitely could go for a Spirit trade. They've left Earth Spirit, a hero that's been very, very dominant. Laurel's very capable of. Ember is a classic response. It's not really a lane counter anymore, but in the game you buy Vessel and you buy Mage Slayer and you can negate some of his fighting with your own fighting. So they could be saying, hey, you take one Spirit, we take the other. But Spirit declines the trade and says, Yatoro cooked so hard last game, we're just running it back because we don't think you have answers.
I wonder if they think that Notice hero pool suffers very hard against the Shadow Fiend because there is always the potential of a Darkseer coming out to counter the SF, but maybe they think that that's very easy to deal with any kind of Dispel, any Enchantress, any Largo.
I think the Darkseer against SF matchup is very much a laning, or not so much of a laning matchup, and I feel like the way that Team Spirit are playing right now, I feel like if they can guarantee that they have side lane pressure from Yatoro's SF, they're just going to go for the SF, looking at the matchup, seeing like nothing really pressures us. They might be counters to us down the line, like we saw them earlier today run the TV themselves. So there are ways to deal with it, but they just want to get that pressure early on. They don't want to let the lanes snowball. And Team Vision go for the Earth Spirit.
It's a very solid response. There's nothing wrong with this at all. And to be honest, I already like this opener more for Vision than I did last game. The Shadow Fiend. So if you close valuable seconds that he's not
Kind of struggle when he rolls in, and there's by the Shadow Fiend.
And heroes, of course you should ban the heroes that counter you down the line, right? You don't. This was a hero that
the man on first phase bandit every game. That's so much value. That's why you're getting the Shadow Fiend, is because he's so proficient at that clockwork. These things add up like crazy.
Rue is good too. I do think you have to account for a potential Ember still on Vision, like maybe an Enchantress for Ducalis or something, because it's still in the for the flame.
Sure.
Fine, but
from Spirit. I love what they're doing.
do you think Enchantress is enough versus an offlane Slardar? Because you can dispel.
Whenever you see Slaughter SF, you want to pick the high. So it's a nice
Spirit's perspective.
He anyway will stun some heroes, I mean Agar, and he will do his impact anyway. But the tank will just kill them later.
So you definitely planned this out quite a bit, and I'm wondering, you are now on a 7-game win streak right now at TI. Obviously from players, I hear what a hot streak feels like. You know, your clicks feel better, you always know where the enemy is. But as a drafter, do you also feel like, oh man, I feel hot right now?
Maybe in that grand final I would say yes, because I feel like also support from my players, like they believe in my ideas sometimes, like they trust me. For example, we let our Spirit enemies, but we choose to pick Shadow Fiends. That was my idea, and just wants to like how to like play very tempo and just kill them under, until he get his items, for example. And we can see how it will go. But they believe in me. I believe in my teammates, and we just has a very good synergy right now.
And the harmony is working out great. Miposhka, good luck in game number 2 as we send it to our casters.
Game 2 time, ladies and gentlemen, here between Team Vision and Team Spirit. And before we get into breaking down what's going on and what we're going to see, I believe we actually have some quick words from No One in the booth. Let's hear what he had to say.
I mean, this guy play X5 in the TI finals. Good luck to him. What can I say?
Oh, there we go. Good luck indeed. I mean, as we saw, you know, they know themselves, right? Team Vision, and according to Puppy, this is where you got to try the different stuff. Team Vision tried the different stuff in game 1. Didn't work too hot for them. So indeed, no one's like, well, Spirit, you could try something a bit different, putting Rue on this position 5. Let's see if it works for you.
I mean, Spirit tried something different last game too, the Disruptor,
And that
it
did
was
work.
unbelievably
Yeah, that's true.
good. I was shocked that it's the first Disruptor when we did see it start playing out versus Ember versus Io. It did seem like that's a
I mean, maybe that's what it
Let's
is.
see.
Rue's like, I just want to play something different every game.
Could be the case. No, I understand. Like, you know, this pivot, very appropriate in the game. They saw how good of a game Collapse also had on that last one. As soon as they see that Lifestealer pick, it can be annoying for Satanic. You're already starting to see that damage differential. Lifestealer's damage early isn't really so high in particular, just because you have very good attack speed that builds in that you can get these extra last hits. But yeah, you're just going to constantly get decay spammed. You're going to get hit also from the Hoodwink. Can be a bit annoying in the laning phase. So from what I see from Spirit is they're really looking to dominate these lanes. But I think overall, Vision's approach is much better this game.
Oh, then game 1. Absolutely.
Infinite.
No doubt about it. This game, we should get to see some back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
We should get to see Satanic be much more in his element. Sure, as you say, and as we heard from the panel, there are many ways that the Lifestealer can be pressured and can suffer in this game, but it's not a carry. Satanic on the Lifestealer, it's going to be super comfortable, and even if they do bring in this challenge, he's going to be able to rise up and meet it when he's on something like the Lifestealer.
Exactly. And the Axe pivot, right, to talk about it, Amira mentioned it there, this Axe lane, playing versus Rubik, you can trade pretty decently. Rubik doesn't really have that highest damage in particular in the laning phase. You get hungered. Axe has crazy high HP regen, decent armor to trade with too, so you can be that protective force for a Shadow Fiend, and you provide the catch later on that the team is going to watch a BKB Piercing disable. They have multiple of them to deal with the Lifestealer. Ready, we see 9 class starting to pull some waves. You're playing versus Shadow Fiend with Underlord. It's a very difficult lane to be able to pressure Yatoro. Mid lane, pretty even so far. In fact, dead even. But let's see how Satanic deals with when the levels start coming out down here, because this just does not feel like an easy lane for him to just freely last it. Can potential just get burst.
Yeah, especially not when Collapse is going to absolutely be in the zone after his game 1 Undying performance.
And I love that Not Me did this. It's a usual thing we see on the Hoodwinks, but some players have strayed away from it lately. It's just buying a Blightstone. I mean, Orb of Blight, sorry for the name change, but it's very strong versus something like Lifestealer. You're very low armor, it's very annoying to deal with this constant harassment, and Collapse's damage is high. If he gets a couple right clicks with a Blightstone, it's going to be crazy how much he actually deals to this lane.
Not actually that easy for Satanic to step up to the creep wave. Each and every time he's having to use this rage to just not get caught by these bushwhacks from Not Me.
So it could be that case. Well, sure, it's not a side lane Ember where he's just struggling to get that full recovery, but it's going to be Yatoro with absolute free farm to a bit of a slowed down Satanic again.
They're going to try and go for a bit of a dive here with the Tombstone. Satanic will turn to try and take it out, but a little bit of Soul Reveal comes out onto the Tombstone, and Satanic, he's going down. First blood here for Collapse. They will get Not Me.
This is a big creep wave, though. Punishing Collapse with it is not easy. No. Too many creeps.
He can easily walk this one off. I mean, already showing that with this aggression spirit, they're ready to punish Satanic early.
They don't want him to have the free game at all. And talking about the Lifestealer as well, too, they went for this last pick, but by no means is this a free Lifestealer game by any means, right? They're playing into the Corrosive Haze from the Slardar, the minus armor that comes up from the Shadow Fiend, the Axe that has the call versus him, and a difficult lane as we're seeing. So already seeing the approach from Spirit to shut things down. No one, though, he's going to be that one to watch. His Earth Spirit has been phenomenal in these games. Absolutely can punish these side lanes if he's off to a good start. And he is off to a good start into a counter pick matchup.
9 class. He's got to be careful. He tried to strike from the side here, but Collapse and Nomi just turned towards him.
He's dead. Blood grenades on him. Actually, okay, Not Me should have the connection.
They should get him with the decay. They do. So another kill here for the duo off lane of Team Spirit.
These two are owning. Like, Not Me in so many of these games has been incredible for this team. One of the newer pickups. Laurel! Get something to that.
Living on the edge there here against no one. We'll have to sit back here once he's got the South. Bruce coming in with a rotation.
Oh, this is clever.
I mean, the Battle Hunger slowed things down. They were able to prime the bash into the crush. That'll do it. They bring down no one here with the rotation. 9 Plus is going to try and turn up and get through in return.
Oh.
The call's going to buy him a bit of extra safety. Not enough to survive the tower, but enough to maybe just set up for Lowell to get a second kill here in the mid, and at the same time down bottom, they've just killed Satanic again.
They're breaking the game, and the movements that they're doing is forcing these reactions from Vision that they're not used to having to do. They probably want to have their usual game plan where they're like, okay, Enchantress is able to get a creep. I'm able to swing toward the mid lane, play around this timing. This is so fast from Spirit already.
So early. And of course, top lane, Yatoro.
Free farm.
It's happening again for him.
It is.
And in a situation where this came out very early in the draft, Fog, the question is, did Vision, can you see at least what Vision did try and do to adapt and say, hey, we cannot let the SF, Yatoro, get as free as a game as he did in game one? Like, do you see an idea here?
I see them having damage mitigation at the least, right? The Underlord plus the Rubik, just the Fade Bolt, plus the Atrophy Aura that comes into play in mid-game team fights can be very strong. And they have a gap closer that comes in from the Earth Spirit. But if he falls too far behind, this Earth Spirit, Panel was talking about it too. If he rolls in, you're going to have level 1 roll very early into Undying, SF, Slardar, and stuns. It's not an easy game for him to just roll in and get out if he does get committed in. Max Call. Won't be able to bring down Noticed.
Pulling him away from the wave, making sure that Yatoro continues to get all the space in the world in his safe lane.
Amazing start that they're having here. And Collapse now at this point, it's gone to that 7-minute mark too, so even if he does die down here, he will be able to respawn instantly, continue that pressure onto Satanic as well. And they'll have to bring a lot of resources to kill him too, even if they want to. Trying to poke onto Collapse here, they have the creep from the Enchantress, but he's still healthy. Satanic's damage just continues to get limited every single time these decays come out, -8 this time. Yatoro, with a similar rotation that he did the last game, they are reading it. They do get the scan. Spirit bringing even more reinforcements to potentially look for a tower push here and force Satanic to jungle.
He's not going to want to step anywhere near the lane whilst he's aware that this play was looked towards. Spirit know that they know, though, and will return Yatoro back up to the top lane.
The nice thing I will say for Satanic in this game, though, even before he has Radiance, he kind of can turn up. Sure, not in like a very aggressive way, but playing into this Infest to protect his Earth Spirit could be these small moves that they could look for if they start to fall too far behind. Mid, Laurel.
Fast is going to come in with the rotation. TP's coming in as well from Spirit. No one trying to stand his ground here with the magnetized damage, but backup's coming in. No one.
Crush.
Careful, Laurel just steals him off. Laurel should die.
Bushwhack.
Catches down onto the two of them coming in. Collapse turns up, takes out 9 class. Vision, they've got to back off.
The Tombstone's down. They can't handle it. Something I didn't really look at either about the game is they don't really have the best ways to hit this Tombstone. Lifestealer doesn't want to rage and commit for it. There's double supports that are ranged, but not the greatest ones to be able to go for it here. Takalis will be able to finish it off here at the least, get that plus 125. But Collapse, Spirit, you can see the way they're playing. Very active on the map, looking to respond to the moves. Top.
They're going for Yatoro.
Good
Yatoro,
connection.
he's got backup for Not Me. Which went there onto No One. Not Me. Ready to set up onto him. Heavy damage here with the Acorn shot.
He's dead. The Amplify puts
that is a very, very painful death for No One. Turning up to the top, immediately getting destroyed on top, and Notice getting dove, taken out. These are so painful, these early deaths here on these cores, Fogged.
Not Me is owning. Look at the damage from the Acorn shot with the Orb of Blight, with the Amplify. Earth Spirit just comes in and dies immediately, put at negative armor. These are incredible moves from Spirit, and teams have talked about the best way to deal with Earth Spirit currently in this meta is shut down his early game. The hero is a lot about that momentum. Yes, he has absurd scaling, but if you slow down the vessel timing, this hero can fall off pretty quickly with how much damage he can put out versus these tanky heroes too, which they do have. They have a Slardar, they have the Undying. Laurel having a hell of a game this time. Last game, he did struggle a little bit in the mid game on the Slark, although his team was owning. This one, Laurel is performing incredible here versus that Earth Spirit. 3K lead at first 10 minutes.
They've got their work cut out for them yet again here, Vision.
And Laurel.
Not an easy spot to play from here.
And overall, Laurel, have to keep mentioning the type of game for this Slardar. The fact that he's having such a good opener, he's very good versus all 3 of these cores. Underlord, it goes a bit of both ways, how good the Pit and the Firestorm is, but
Collapse. Coming in with the body blocks onto Ducalis.
He's getting slowed down here.
Buying time for Laurel to close in. Ducalis, he's gone. See, No One coming up the counterplay. Will be able to roll forward, gets the silence in onto Collapse. He'll heal up here with the Soul Rip. Doesn't matter, they'll still kill him.
They ditch him completely. They don't lose anybody else, and he's back to life. Ceaseless Sturge immediately is going to be able to rejoin the fray, so they cut their losses instantly, and now potentially going to go for another remove here. Not Me and Rue.
I mean, they're preparing for No One returning to the mid.
Has an Innovis on Not Me. No One's not careful here. He could get caught.
Gonna see Ducalis come in just so that there is some sort of backup for No One.
These levels on the supports from Spirit, they're both level 6 already. High burst potential here. So much damage amplification. The Slardar, the Undying, as we're seeing come into play. They have to be very careful how they set up for these moves. 9 class, let's see what he's able to steal. That's a really good one. He's gonna be able to find the crush.
don't want to fully commit onto Lyle.
No, not just yet.
Not me, still getting some pretty valuable information.
This is reminiscent of last game. Yatoro in the enemy triangle. Farming Ancients already at this point. Lifestealer not in a position to be able to do anything like that. But the important thing for Satanic is, though, he hasn't been pushed out of his lane at least. Isn't forced to just jungle right now. He's top 3 net worth. Last game, he was already by far the bottom of the core, so a much better start for him, all things considered.
Definitely has a much greater chance to carry this time. No one.
Not me.
Tried to make a bit of a go for this.
Oop, the innate.
He's going down, surely. Yep, Nicalis will take him out. So tried to go for a bit of a cheeky move there against no one. Does not have enough burst on his own to take out the Earth Spirit.
Tried for a solo kill there onto him, so not me. Feeling himself. Super deep aggressive wards as we do see. Not me, I think both of them. Ru was placing one of them around the triangle. Secondary one as we do see there, placed from Not Me. So they're going to get a lot of read of movements of where the Earth Spirit is going. So we'll see if no one can get the next connections. Laurel, Blink already finished up. Very early timing. Tread, Soul Ring, Blink from the mid lane already.
Starting to head down towards the bottom lane. Not Me's got the catch with the bushwhack on a 9 class. The Corrosive Haze is there. The right clicks come through into the crush.
They're snowballing right now. With this Blink Dagger also, Vision has to be very prepared how they bring the numbers. They have good ways to bring numbers, though. With the Earth Spirit, with that Underlord, they can look to match it, but have to be careful how many kills they hemorrhage versus this Laurel Blink at this point, because it's so fast that he's been able to find it. Brew now at this point also, he's playing the 5-axe. He got away with it completely. Now able to just sit back, get some jungle creeps too, gonna build toward that Blink Dagger. And Yatoro, now they're looking to push Satanic off of that lane.
Satanic won't have any interest in showing his face, at least not until the Radiance is done. He's making decent timing on it, considering everything that's going down around him.
They're gonna try for another move here. They're attempting to get no one into something here, but he has to be careful. He can just die if he rolls in again versus all of this amplification.
They've already taken the tower, and by the looks of it, Spirit, they're already backing away. With the roll forward, but they're indeed through the gate.
Whoop. Couldn't get the courier either. Tried to get the finish off onto it, just can't. One step ahead, Spirit. Reading the movement. Now the courier will die.
Dire's courier has been killed.
No one really trying to get involved in a move, trying to get himself into a better position. This is one of the rougher starts I think we've seen for an Earth Spirit.
He's fallen behind, and the record's been pretty flawless so far from no one on his Earth Spirit.
It really
this
has.
game, he's having a tough opening.
There's so many ways to kill him. Just so much damage that they're building up. And again, the aggressive wards. They put the same ward they had around the triangle before, just really limiting the moves that Vision can make.
And maybe feeling the pressure, losing track of the timing. It's 14 minutes in. We're going to see Spirit get both of the wisdoms.
Oh, wow, that's a big deal. Brew able to just walk in and sneak it. Moves aren't connecting. Spirit reading them perfectly. Level 8 now on the supports. Not Me. Almost the same level some of the cores on the side of Vision with this type of start. Collapse deviating the build this time around is going to go for the Lotus first rather than going for the Octarine. Very good Lotus game when you're playing versus the Magnetized versus the Silence. He will be able to get these saves off potentially. And it's the same build, at least in terms of skill build. Maxing the Soul Rip. He's going to have that extra sustain. Probably going to play as that semi-pseudo support, but also, you know, we saw how much he was able to do even with that anyway as a carry. And Yatoro's timings, he is having that clear separation. 2,800 over Satanic. His Manta coming out soon, but Satanic close to the Radiance.
He is. It's an infinitely better game than the game one with the Ember Spirit. Still, though...
At least for him, but for no one, he's having a much rougher one this time around.
He actually is, honestly. Even compared to the IO from game one, this one's actually feeling tougher with the fact that he's already died 4 times here on the Earth Spirit.
They're seemingly having all the answers for it. Just the Undying plus the Slardar feel like such great responses versus this hero, because he goes in and just dies. So much damage, they have so much control. Tower now. Can Vision protect this one here? Don't think so.
He'll have the Radiance.
Okay. See what he can do when he turns up to the fights with it.
He's TPing over. Maybe see if they can do something with the Radiance timing, but Spirit, they're already away.
No one, even though he died, one thing that he does gain from a death, he does get a Spirit Vessel charge. Sure, it's not that big of a positive, but it's something slight. So they're going to look for a move here to connect. I don't think they can just let Spirit do whatever they want in this game. I actually see it noticed, even running in the smoke. He buys the shard.
This would be huge if they can get Yatoro. Something that it took them a long time to do in game one. They're just going to be off the mark.
They're
They didn't
reading it.
quite read the position that he was in, and Yatoro
Look
would
at the
not
line.
get found.
Hey, look at the line drawn. That's Yatoro reading the move. He knows exactly where they are. Not going to get the connection. No one will at least get an arcane rune, but again, just continuing to get slowed down, not finding connections. Oh, and Rue's about to have a blink dagger on the axe.
I mean, they're getting crazy farm on the supports and crazy levels.
That makes it pretty hard for you to play this Lifestealer freely. Can still just get caught inside of these multiple BKB piercing disables. So noticed, we do see a lot of these Underlords do this, buying that shard, but I was surprised he's running in with them with the smoke up here. Laurel?
Oh, he's got the blink up.
He gets it before the blood grenade. Nicely done, Laurel.
Can't catch them. Still going to try, no one. Rolls forward, they'll look to collapse. They'll get it with the silence. Notice comes through with the Fiend's Gate. They'll take the Undying out. Takes the full 5 of them, though.
A needed move at this point to react in this type of manner. They won't be able to get Laurel, though, unfortunately, because he does get that blink out before the blood grenade hits. Brew now, that blink, it is done. So much easier for Spirit to make these moves around the map. But Vision, you said, Satanic, it's eyes on him. With this Radiance, gonna go for the armlet. He's playing versus all this minus armor, and he's Lifestealer, just a great build for him, of course. See how much he could do.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the difference, right? Last game, it was like, well, he's probably not going to be able to carry the game as an Ember Spirit. This game, there is a chance. There's absolutely a chance that Satanic can carry this. It's still incredibly hard.
He might get caught here.
They're going to get the jump with the Crush. Here comes the damage. They'll have the telekinesis, but Rue's waiting with the blink call. Gets the lockdown on the Satanic. Satanic trying to run over to the safety of 9 class. Will be able to jump in with the Infest, but the chase is going to continue.
They're surrounded.
He's going to blink up in a second. He'll get the corrosive phase on towards 9 class. 9 class is gone.
Laurel blink in 2,
It's
1.
there in a second. There's Rue with the jump. Gets the blink call. Dragging Satanic back. Lal jumps in. Bushwhack's there to lock it.
No one's here.
Coming to help out.
Big connection.
Will get the double with the help of Notice, but no one still dies. And Lal and Yatoro, they can continue the chase over to Notice. Notice tries to turn. The bash comes in. The neutrals do hold Yatoro back momentarily, but the Bushwhack for Nobby still reaches forward, sets up for the raise. Notice falls. They're able to at least bring a fair few of Spirit down with them, Vision, but still losing all 3 cores themselves and not being able to do anything about Yatoro.
Couldn't protect Satanic, but the best trade they've gotten this game so far, this series in fact, getting these extra kills, no one getting the connection. The Radiance damage did start to build up, but just like Yatoro, just like last time, an amp damage spawns right outside the pit. Gonna be able to commit for this Roche. The scan will connect.
They're a little scared. Well, not scared necessarily, maybe just looking to see if they can find a kill before they go for the Roche.
Panic. Careful. The axe is in position for the call.
Infest is on cooldown for 10 seconds as well. Rue, he's got the setup into the Bushwhack. Satanic, he's got again.
This amp damage.
And Yatoro with the amp damage. A couple of right clicks. The uphill miss. Doesn't matter. Still gets the job done. Double kill for Yatoro.
Even Gaben on Spirit's side here. That amp damage spawning down here. They're going to be able to commit for the Roche. Laurel has a medallion too that he got with his tier 2 neutral. Level 2 corrosive haze. This Rosh is dead. Back-to-back deaths for Satanic. The last pick Lifestealer, even though he's having a much better entry into this game, still having those 4 deaths. They have a lot of answers for him.
A difficult one yet again here for Vision in this grand finals game 2.
But better than last time.
It
Still ways
is,
to
but
see ways to enter these fights. But yeah, Yatoro, he is 4K ahead.
Yeah, this. I mean, if they don't manage to turn this game and we go to game 3, surely there's something that they can do to ensure that Yatoro's just not getting these sort of starts 2 times back-to-back here on his SF. He's making this grand finals look easy so far.
He is. And Collapse now, maybe starting to try to get into No One's head as well. No One rolls top, the rune spawns bottom. Not going to be fortunate for him. Collapse will get a shield rune. And with this minus armor, can actually just go for an immediate Tormentor. A super efficient one,
nice
as well,
one
too.
as well.
He gets it on Not Me, one of the better shards that you can get. And for the side of Vision, they don't really have these BKB piercing disables. They have much harder ways to start fights and force fights. It really has to be around No One. And as we've seen multiple times, he has to be careful, because once he's committed in those fights, he dies in just so fast to all this physical damage. Hard for them to make these moves aggressively. Toro.
I mean, they want to
He's
try and
deep.
stop the push. They get the setup here with a bit onto the 2 of them.
This is a good connection.
Okay, can they bring him down quickly though once they can? The age is gone.
Oh, this is a huge catch. Nightclass gets the sharpshooter steal too.
They're trying to bring back up over to help him out. They'll look for the Requiem, but they're stunned from the Centaur is there to put a stop to it.
Toro's going down.
Taken out. No One gets the kill. Rue, he'll TP out of there. A Vision finally being able to take out Yatoro in a situation where he had that Aegis, so a rare sort of misstep from Yatoro where he may have just felt that he was a bit further ahead than he is. You know, he's incredibly far ahead, but not that far ahead enough, Fog, that he could just step up with the Aegis without his team behind him. Vision, they'll punish that any day of the week.
The last game, when they did this type of move, they had Collapse with them. This time, not having Collapse, absolutely crucial. They see that on the side of Vision. They bring all 5 heroes with the Fiend's Gate. Nice move from Noticed. Easier for him to get involved this game. So not having the initiation from the Earth Spirit this time, but having the Ags on the Underlord actually making the difference. So good timing from him.
Solid bit of a slowdown there from Vision. Well needed as well. If Spirit were allowed to continue to pick up objectives with that Aegis, this game would have fallen into an incredibly dire position. But hopes here now for Vision.
Well, regen has been found. Sharpshooter won't connect.
One. Moves around to make it a little less appealing for Spirit to commit for Ducalis. Trying to get him out of here won't happen. Ducalis goes down.
Goes away.
Also get the call onto 9 Class as well as the Battle Hunger. They should be able to pick up both supports. He'll try and lift himself away, but lulls him with the blink. Double kill for Yatoro.
Speed from Spirit. No Magnetize available. No Underlord Gate. They immediately run at them. We'll be able to catch those 2 supports, but not core kills. Instant smoke, though. They do want to find another one. Panic showing himself up top. Armlet is done. Gonna go for that Manta. I like the build. I mean, it's pretty standard this game. Going for the Armlet, Manta, AC, playing versus this physical damage. Wants a way to dispel that corrosive phase too. All makes sense from Satanic.
Can they connect with this smoke rotation? Even if these 2 do, it won't be the easiest of kills.
No, they probably want Yatoro to be in there if they want to go for a triangle play. So looks like it's not going to be the case. 9 Class, I like that he buys this shard this game. Knows that he needs to be the save for Satanic or for No One to bail them out of a potential bad scenario. I like it quite a lot. And No One starting to recover. Has a way to protect himself now too. Does have the plate mail. So will be able to potentially survive versus that high person. They're getting aggressive again. Ulti's at the ready. They've got Fiend's Gate.
See who No One can find.
Really big slowdown that they were able to do onto Yatoro once. Can they find another core kill? Because Yatoro, this time, does need a BKB this game. Not going to do it before the Shadow Blade, but the next item after that will be that BKB versus the Magnetize and the Underlord. So they do have windows. If they get on top of him at the moment, they will kill him. How's Collapse doing with his build? Okay. Still does the Lotus, going for that Octarine, then the eventual Blink Shard for the save. But this time also, Collapse being slowed down himself. Not having that same insane performance as he did on the Undying last time. Things have been slowed down.
Won't get any kills with that move. They do manage to secure tier 1 tower.
They get a rune as well too for No One, so he's gonna have the amp damage potential for the next fight, and almost a Shivas too. So things starting to come more and more together for the side of Vision to take these fights versus Spirit.
Spirit. Gonna spot Ducalis. On in the river. He has got no one by his side if no one wants to fight, but seeing the three of them make it up.
Three-man connection.
They're going to try, but the BKB's up for Lyle. No one's rolled in for this. They've got the call on towards him. Lyle coming in with the right clicks into the crush. The saves there, though. 9 class able to drag no one back up the high ground. Lyle still on top of it, though. No one will fall. It's not me. Get the double.
Titanic.
They're looking to collapse, but Notice doesn't have enough damage on his own to kill this Undying. Yatoro can turn over towards Notice. Rouge jumps back in. Will die for that play, but may have just set up for Yatoro to finish the kill. And no, another telekinesis save. Doesn't matter.
Nami's there.
With the wraparound, gets the triple with the finisher. And now he looks over towards Nightclass. Falls forward from Yatoro. They take out another. Satanic is going to try and battle them, but he's surrounded by
3v1.
He's got to run. Ducalis comes in with the heals. Under the tier 2, they'll hit with the sharpshooter. It's tempting to dive this. Get a few more right clicks in onto the Enchantress. He's up to the high ground. Should be fine.
Trades coming in, a couple decent bailouts, attempting to save no one, but still gets chased forward. They have the lift, they have the infest, but the chase forward's there. Not me. What a catch from this Hoodwink. He's level 16. He's higher level than all the core, like almost all the cores. What is going on? This Hoodwink.
He was just in perfect position each and every time to react to what 9class wanted to do.
They're looking to line it up for him again here. They have the Requiem.
It's tricky.
That's the Rage off.
Going to try and turn towards not me, into the trees with the Scurry. Rage is about to finish, so he has to start backing away.
I mean, Not Me is level 16. He has 25 armor. Good luck hitting him with the Lifestealer. It's getting redirected to the trees. Super tanky as well. Knows that he can play aggressively there. Yatoro with the Shadow Blade, looking for more.
Look at the cool, but again, 9class doing his best to try and bail his cores out each and every time. The Ghost Scepter, keep him safe for now, but it's going to come to a finish. Lyle's in with the crush. That's going to be Notice gone. Lyle considering diving for more here as he pots the BKB, turns his attention over towards 9class. The bash is there into the crush. That's 9class gonna buy back. Come in here from Notice.
Look at this Magnetize.
They're looking to try and fight back into the tier 2 and deal with the Magnetize damage being split between all of them. It's bringing Spirit down. They've lost 3 of them. Yatoro will get the Requiem off to push them back. Turns towards Ducalis. Won't be enough to kill the Enchantress. No one knows he has to push forward. They have to try and punish Yatoro now.
The dust, it's wearing off.
Towards him. With a roll forward, they'll trap him in the pit. Yatoro, have they got any more detection out? They don't. Yatoro should be fine.
They used all of them. I believe the double dusts were already popped. I think Noticed and the support had already used it. It started to wear off. What a connection. It is a buyback from Noticed, so it's expensive. But look at that magnetized damage. He clipped onto absolutely
the whole team.
Some good connection, some good kills. But as he said, it was a buyback having to be used to be able to fight back there. But at this point, probably pretty worth it.
I think, yeah, you'll take anything that sort of stops Spirit from building up that net worth lead even more. It's going to mean that Vision are closer and closer to buying time for Satanic to get to the point where he can carry this game as the Lifestealer.
Yep. This game, they do have some great scaling. In that last game, you can see they don't have that scaling. Spirit, of course, also has some pretty scaling themselves, too, with all this excessive damage that they can amplify. But a good strike back there, Vision. Getting Satanic in a position now where he's got Manta, he's got the Hyperstone, getting closer and closer toward these extra armor items for the team. And definitely seeing there's damage amplification on the side of Spirit, but there's damage mitigation on the side of Vision from the Underlord and Rubik.
Very, very dead here in the river.
Spirit still looking to snowball with these kills.
It's all right. Ready to hit hard here with the Silver Edge. If they find anyone around the tower, Satanic. Gonna get the Rage off, but still heavy damage through. Nice Manta dodge off the call, allows him to get the infest off. He'll still get one minor bushwhack. Another big magnetize comes out, but the BKB's up for a while. The Ghost Scepter's buying some protection in for no one to notice, but not enough to keep no one alive, as no one will fall.
They try so hard to protect Satanic, but Spirit, they know exactly where he is. And no one, even though he's got Shivas and Ghost Scepter, still vulnerable. There's so much mixed damage.
I mean, it was a very cute attempt to try and survive there with the Manta dodge of the call, but still not enough to get away from Spirit.
It's insane how aggressive they're playing, Owen. It's 29 minutes, 29 kills. They are not playing a farming series by any means. They want to put this pressure on as much as possible onto Vision, force them to play reactive. That's exactly what it is, right? A reactive game from Vision, which usually it's them on the aggression. No, and it just continues to get caught. 7 deaths now for this Earth Spirit.
Bringing in the mid wave and the bottom wave.
And it's for me, it's for Yatoro. Still, only the one death is very impressive in this game. Having a lot of magical damage to go through him. Looks like he is going to go back for that BKB potentially here too, which is going to protect a lot versus the control.
He's going to be pretty much invincible with BKB.
Yeah, he is. Inching forward. Double Shivas being picked up here, so they have committed onto these.
I mean, they want
timing.
They want to go with this.
Yeah, they want to win these next fights before that BKB comes out from the SF.
Vision. Time to try with the smoke.
Rue. They'll catch him.
Get a clean catch to start this one. Not a lot the Rue can do.
Catch also, they're looking for another one onto Not Me. Satanic's on top of him.
All right, they'll get the chase down. Caught him in the pit. They'll get the 2 supports.
I think that's the first aggressive move that we'll see Vision actually able to connect with. It is just the 2 supports again, but it's around a good timing. 20 seconds until Roche is going to be spawning, and they didn't commit the Magnetize. They did use Fiend's Gate, but they have Magnetize for the upcoming fight. They're going to buy Gem as well, looking to constrict some of that Vision. Yatoro.
Oh, he's going to have the hit here with the Silver Edge. Dakalis not standing any sort of chance there.
Ooh, Not Me with a buyback coming in.
I mean, they know
want to
Roche's coming up.
Roche, yeah.
Yeah, they do not want to let Vision get that opportunity.
Oh, and Not Me also. He has a greater healing Lotus. Something to always watch in these fights. We did see a crazy one the other day from Lorinov with that Enigma play. These Lotuses can be pretty massive in this game. Look how much he can heal. Right, 1,400 heal that he's going to be able to apply onto somebody, plus the Soul Rip that they have. Doesn't end up getting them anything here, but they were afraid of the potential Roche play here.
Getting big pickups. I mean, Lal, he's pretty much got this Nullifier done. He can get that relic sent over.
And they did commit for the double Ghost Scepters plus the Shiva, so those Ghost Scepters aren't going to be as good in these next upcoming moves either. No BKBs for Vision just yet. Quite vulnerable versus the Disables. Probably, yeah, Krella's going to come up for Underlord, BKB for no one eventually at some point. Keeping this game, it's stuck at 6K. Spirit looking to blow it open here. Yeah. Is Vision going to be prepared for the move? It looks like they are right now. No one in prime position to break the smoke. He is beating it.
They've hit with the scan. Spirit know that Vision's up here.
For a different angle of approach here.
They were maybe seeing if they could catch Satanic a little split from the rest of the team. I mean, they know they're up on this high ground.
Not Me.
It's going to roll in first with the Shivas.
Got Greaves.
The Nullifier to take that Ghost Scepter off. The Fiend's Gate comes in now. The turn towards Not Me able to jump back with the Sharpshooter with a follow-up hits there. Tombstone save, buys Not Me a little bit of time, but they'll take the Tombstone out, kill the Hoodwink off.
That's 90 seconds, no Hoodwink. That's a pretty massive kill that they find here. They're going to chase for more. Yatoro.
Try for Dakalis, but this time not getting nearly enough hits off.
Yatoro going more greed.
I like it.
He's going MKB. It's a very Yatoro style, trying to stall out that BKB as long as possible. See if Vision can punish that.
No one. He's ready to try and look for Lal. Get the silence onto him, but Lal does still have the BKB ready to press if he gets pressured, so it's not an easy hero to chase for.
They have this 5v4 advantage at the moment. Really looking forward to getting more catches. Take some of these wards out as well, too, at the Gem. Fighting back nicely here, Vision. Gonna start that Roche. They have the stolen Corrosive Haze. Oh, and this could catch Spirit off guard with the pace that Vision's going to be able to kill it.
Spirit's got to make a move quick if they want to try and stop this, and they are going to be fast with it. Smoke's there.
It's only 4 of them. They do have the MKB, though, so heavy hits from...
Yeah, they're still pretty strong in the 4v5 with the lead they have. They're going to get up straight away on no one into the core, but the telekinesis in their Night Class trying to save him. Get him out of the side, but he will not be able to keep him alive. No one comes
Yatoro, though.
With the buyback. Satanic turns over one.
He's dead.
Nice. Down Yatoro. He's out for 90. Satanic backs out of the fight for now. Back in the river. No one with the buyback comes back in. Helps to bring down Lal. Helps to bring down Collapse.
They're killing them all.
Kill on through. Night Class. Will he live? The zombies for the Tombstone kill him, but it doesn't matter. Vision, they take the fight. Will move into the Roche. This Aegis is there.
They're doing it, Owen. Showing that they have a fighting chance in this series. Bringing it to Yatoro. Yatoro going for the greedy play. As soon as he gets got on top of, he is at risk.
Yeah, I mean, I love, foregoing the BKB to get the big, hard-hitting items, but that is one of those moments where,
absolutely feel
your teammates probably pinging the lack of BKB, as indeed Yatoro gets completely surrounded, and they were so quick with that play right. No one immediately buying back, saying, hey guys, they're going to throw everything on me. You'll see it here, the buyback, there is no delay. As soon as he goes down, back in, he knows this fight is there for Vision to take.
And Yatoro's just stuck inside that Fiend's Gate. He really can't move, has to just try to stand his ground. They'll give no one the Aegis since he did use that buyback before. I think Satanic is starting to feel like he's in a state where he doesn't need that second life either. He has the AC, HP pool is starting to build up also from all these feast stacks. Vision now.
Here we go.
With a clear advantage in this game.
Finally getting some real good control in this matchup after a very tough game one and a rough kind of first 30 minutes, but now with that play, setting the score even on the net worth.
And getting that kill, right? Not me. Using the buyback earlier, dying. It causes this type of chain effect that comes in here for Vision. And maybe finding another kill. Yatoro.
They're going to find him.
Will be able to live, but they do find Rue. Big moves from Vision.
How much do they want to go for? Aghanim's nearly done on Satanic. 500 gold and he's got the point booster.
One of the dream answers versus these turret heroes. Just jumping inside of them, it gives you multiple different lives essentially on this lifestealer to play with. Getting aggressive again. Satanic starting to beat on these towers. For Spirit,
they'll get another Tormentor.
They will. And now it does feel like, though, Yatoro might need that BKB for that next fight.
I think so. I don't know if he's going to want to turn up if he has to before that BKB's done.
Now maybe he just goes for the Satanic because he's lacking in some items, right? Like some slots. Where's he going to put it in? Is he just going to replace the Mask of Madness with the BKB? We'll have to see what the choice is from Yatoro. Great strike back here from Vision. Now having a gem for themselves. Ducalis also getting close to a BKB himself. Can't write off the Enchantress's scaling. Does have this Hurricane Pike. His damage is going to start to build up. Such an important moment for Vision to be able to find this connection. A Hex soon to be picked up also for Notice, so they're going to have these chain disables versus the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, they'll go for Yatoro every single time they see him in the fight.
He is priority
BKB.
target number one. Laurel's been able to sneak himself out because he does have that BKB, but as we said, Yatoro, he is stuck in the fights. Satanic, these items, they are quickly flurrying in. Like you said, that Ags is done. The Basher's starting to get queued up next.
On me.
The victory.
They
Not
found
me.
him around the mid. We'll try and jump away, but they're
Fiend's
ready
Gate.
to drop the Fiend's Gate. Lock him down here. No one, not missing a spell at all. Everything's landing. Not me. He cannot escape notice, surely. There's the Acorn shot coming in. Satanic, ready to help finish the job. And for 70 again. A long time here to not have the full 5-man up on Spirit.
Just on even footing, you're seeing how much stronger Vision is. Sure, there's no gold lead, but you can feel how much stronger their lineup is now at this point, and having this Aegis too. Gonna start beating on high ground with the banner. Yatoro has the Ogre, or the Mithril Hammer picked up here, so you can see he does need this BKB for that next upcoming fight. A Hex, though, is picked up, so he could get chain stunned before he gets it off as well.
And Satanic, he's just taking the barracks.
Posing the question to them, how do you push him off? Na'Vi still dead for 35 seconds. They need their entire squad.
Might just have to sit back and watch this Mibrax fall. Vision, get away with the objective. No interruption.
Very good connections. Yatoro, BKB is done. He sells the Mask of Madness away. He doesn't have that lifesteal to stand his ground, but at least has the magic resistance versus this heavy disable that's coming in.
We'll have that window in 30 seconds where the Aegis expires if they want to try and strike then.
I think that's probably the biggest move they could do, right? You smoke, you look for the Earth Spirit, and if you kill him, you're going to have a massive number advantage since he's not going to have that buyback to rejoin into the fight. Initiation's still going to be crucial for both sides. Collapse also now. Switching the build again, right? Now he's got an Aghanims this game, so looking to build up in the longer team fights in particular with these decays.
Vision.
Catch again.
They're ready with the setup. You look towards Lyle, force the BKB out of him immediately. Rue will get the call for it. Only onto 9 class. They'll turn take him out very quickly with the damage of Yatoro. Hex is onto Yatoro. Satanic turns towards the SF. Yatoro put the Manta back away. Now try and turn stand his ground. The Infest comes in to try and save Ducalis. Allows Ducalis to get the BKB off. Rue comes in with
Yatoro's getting hit.
no one. They've got the call control onto no one. They bring him down. No one's gone. But they've lost Rue and they've lost Lyle.
Can Yatoro get out? It looks like he can.
Collapse is burning up a lot of HP in this fight.
They're buying back on Rue.
Satanic's kind of chomping through that HP though. Collapse starting to fall. Rue's going to be able to come in and keep him coming in with a big call, but he had to fight back for this.
Yatoro?
Yatoro tries with the Requiem, but the range was up, and now with the Infest, he's
in trouble.
Straight into Yatoro. Yatoro will slide.
He's alive?
Yatoro able to separate himself just in time from Satanic. Satanic tries to continue the chase, but Lal comes in with the crush. Lal had to be so careful. They bought back for this.
Yatoro?
Try to
Yatoro?
Yatoro's still alive. They take down the 4 of them. Only Notice left alive.
Holy crap!
As well.
What is this outplay?
Insane plays from Spirit coming in with the buybacks, and Yatoro turning back up to the fight on barely even 10% HP.
I think he gets saved from a soul rip in the midst of things. I don't know how he survives this, just dancing on the fray of the fight. What a play from Yatoro and the buybacks from his team.
Oh, he pushed it to the limit yet there, Yatoro, and it pays off.
And confidence from the team to join Collapse, because Collapse is just building up that strength with the decays. This is insane outplay. Yatoro literally playing with, what, 10% HP?
Even less.
For what? For 50% of the fight as well,
watch him in this fight.
This is insane. It's literally all eyes on Yatoro of how he's playing on the outskirts and allowing his tanky cores to give him that information.
I mean, that's the thing. He trusts so much in his teammates here. Even at the start with Lal and Rue going down, Lal and Rue with these buybacks say, hey, the fight is not over. We're getting back in there. And Yatoro, he says, okay, he's ready to turn, continue to fight. He does not run. We'll see it here.
Absolutely insane. Look at him just standing his ground. Satanic, he gets the infest onto him, right? But I think this is a soul rip, right, that saves him here? It is. So the last second soul rip.
At the same time the damage was coming in.
Absolutely.
And Yatoro says, well, if you save me like that, I've got to save the state of the game. Ready to find the angle to...
There's a reason. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
I mean,
how is he alive?
It's like, what can you do?
Display from them. You have to feel, Satanic's like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, how is he alive?
It's like, what can you do?
What can you do?
That's a what can you do kind of situation. Yatoro's doing this.
Unbelievable stuff. Satanic now finished up for Yatoro, so he does have that secondary life. Collapse, surviving that whole fight too, has the BKB. Wow, that was, I could rewatch that replay 15 times because what an absurd team fight. I mean from both sides in particular, but my God, Yatoro.
Yeah, those are the kind of moves you've got to be making as a carry to win an international.
Truly.
He knows this, Yatoro.
Absolutely, Owen. Level 26 now for him, back up to this 4K lead. Oh, that's a bit interesting too. Don't see that one get picked up too often. Doesn't take the Shadow Rays, applies attack.
I don't mind it. And I'll tell you why, because that little bit of a change can sort of catch you off guard. When you're trying to kind of hold back on the Rage and the Infest, it might surprise you. That little bit of a difference on the Requiem timing, it can trip up even the best of carries.
I don't think I've seen anybody take this talent
it's
instead
big
of
break.
the other one as a carry.
And these are the sort of moments again in the international grand finals to do stuff that's going to be just that little bit of a difference in feel and vibe that catches the enemy cores off guard.
This is such an amazing game. Best game of the tournament so far here for me. 40 minutes in, super even.
Yeah, both teams absolutely with a chance. As much as that fight was phenomenal for Yatoro, did obviously mean that they had to use
it was a lot of
buybacks.
It was.
This can be punished by Vision.
Hey, buybacks feel like it's going to be the name of the game, this one, right? Earth Spirit did use the last buyback, ends up winning the fight. This time, it's Spirit with the buyback, so could see it go the other way again.
Well, that's the
right
thing,
afterwards.
As impressive as it is to win the team fight in that fashion, it's not the way you always want to do it, right?
Sure.
The plan is never to sort of let your carry get to sort of as close to death, the edge of death as the situation was there for Yatoro. That's not always plan A.
And
so
now, also,
Vision, next time round, if they're able to push him over the edge that little bit more, the outcome could be vastly different.
Level 25 starting to get hit. Lifestealer level 25, Underlord, Shadow Fiend, and the Slardar and the Undying. So 3 level 25 cores on the side of Spirit.
So much money on Satanic. He's got pretty much 5k gold.
Because he has to eat the Aghanims, and he's still considering what he wants to do. If he wants to get more damage or a Bastard.
I mean, they're going to see Yatoro. Satanic's going to go straight over towards him. Rue's able to keep it coming in with a call. Has a bit of control here on towards Satanic. The head's out to Yatoro. Yatoro
Panic.
He's trying to stand
Yatoro.
But Satanic's bringing Yatoro down. Yes!
Too much damage.
Him down. Yatoro's gone. This time, Satanic reigns supreme. Ready to go over towards Collapse. He'll try for the BKB TP out. The damage is
It's too much.
Satanic gets the double.
Oh, and just like that, might be able to push toward the base. The Undying respawns. does have the Ceaseless Dirge available, but no Yatoro for 80 seconds.
I mean, it's always going to be the difference maker, right? If they could kill Yatoro at the start of the fight,
that's the key.
A much different outcome to these team fights.
And 9 class now, I think this is the 3rd time I've seen him be able to steal Corrosive Haze. So that extra physical damage, it makes the difference.
Oh, not me, might try for a steal. Oh, no, he's not going to get the chance. They were ready for it.
They had to outplay pretty hard in that last fight on Spirit with the buybacks, but now truly seeing Satanic able to stand his ground. He's able to just stick on top of that Shadow Fiend, has the damage. That's a big Aegis too. Refresh your shard as well. And 9 class, honestly, do not steal another spell. Keep that Corrosive Haze. It's probably the best one he can get this game.
Yeah, because if they get that sort of situation where they can just surround the SF, that's just going to make that situation so much more easier. They will kill him so quickly with how much Satanic has ready to take him down, especially when he's going for, obviously, with this Daedalus next. He wants to make sure that he pops Rage, hits this SF, and Yatoro is just dead. There's not going to be a situation where Yatoro can stand and trade back against a Lifestealer with a Daedalus.
That also was a fight with Spirit, as you said, the triple core level 25s. Not Vision with the triple core 25s. Now no one does have that Magnetize available for himself.
Satanic.
2 seconds till Yatoro respawns. They will respect it. They'll start backing away.
True. He finds some sort of grab.
I see them. A great ward place.
Very quick with the blink out, but Lali's caught out on the low ground. Has to put the BKB. Turns over towards no one, but no one gets the BKB over himself. Yatoro pumping in the damage into no one. No one's gone. They get the core control on towards Satanic. Satanic pops the Manta, who's considering diving for more. Will hold back.
They don't want to chase on high ground versus Tombstone. Still a bit dangerous.
1 for 1.
Collapse inching forward, 9,200 HP.
That's a lot of health.
They have so much % damage.
I mean, Collapse, he wants to still kind of go for this. Chasing them down.
Panic.
Also the BKB on Ducalis. Not me. He tries to get the grab on the Satanic, but Satanic's ready to turn straight away. Heal it back up to full. He'll infest over towards not me. He's gone. Satanic is closed the gap on Yatoro. Yatoro has to separate himself with the Silver Edge. Tries to turn
the backline though.
On towards the Lifestealer. They've killed off 9 class. And notice though, he's ready to have the call. Rue comes in, gets the call onto the both of them. They take the Aegis out of the hands of Satanic. They bring down Notice. Can they deal with Satanic a second time though? 9 class ready to reach back in to help out so Satanic can bring Collapse down. They may have got the Aegis, but again, Satanic comes out on top.
Buybacks after buybacks after buybacks. They've got the numbers to go for it here. Collapse is actually going to go for it himself. I mean, Vision going to buy back and force the issue.
They could do big damage. There's 3 heroes dead on Spirit without the buybacks.
Panic. Inching forward with the catapults. They won't be able to retrieve that gem. Does get picked up from the courier.
Do they want to try and push for the 3rd set? They don't know that the buyback... Okay, the buyback's actually back up here for Rue on the axe.
Okay.
But no buyback on Lal.
Go back up, get the Daedalus finished, take the outpost, take a second here to consider their options. They can look for the aggressive play. No one is respawning. Might just look for the jump onto Yatoro. He's got BKB at the ready. I mean, they do have the control.
Love this Daedalus pickup. Not something you always see as an item of choice for the Lifestealer, but in this matchup, in this game, it's the perfect pickup.
He was debating which one he wants, but he wants to just be able to rip through Yatoro, because Yatoro doesn't have Butterfly, so he can't just go for this hard right-click damage item. Yatoro is starting to think about going for that Butterfly.
I mean, that's the thing.
He sees that.
There's going to be this window where ideally Vision wants to bring the fight to Yatoro before the Butterfly's online. Because when that gets picked up, things get a little more complicated again.
I feel like Vision has a window right now when this Underlord respawns to potentially just go for the Mega Creeps.
I mean, for sure. They know that Spirit's buyback situation is going to be in shambles. Nobody really having the buyback available on Spirit. Yeah, Yatoro, he's going to spend up.
He has to. Needs every little bit, as we can see. They need to outplay in these team fights on the side of Spirit.
And maybe that timing will be the difference maker. Sure, there's the Daedalus there, but Yatoro has got the Butterfly to respond. He's got that evasion.
Let's see if he sees it, because now also, good to see the Lifestealer buy the maybe himself too.
He has the luxury to switch up his build, Satanic, and he's sitting with 5.6k gold in the bank still.
Okay,
Spirit. So can make alterations.
Smoking up Spirit, they're probably trying to catch Vision off guard before this 5-man unit, but Vision, they're running as 5 even with no one. Noticed. I love that he's joining in with this because he has the Hex. He has that instant disable to potentially just blow up Yatoro.
Again, we just have to be aware. Spirit, 0 buybacks at their availability at the moment.
Inching forward here, no one. A Bloodstone, a Cheese, multiple lives, a Refresher now for the Underlord. The fight is going to be so hard to maneuver.
They're going to be
for
long
Spirit.
and messy.
There's going to be so many of these pits.
No one. Gonna try and check out the situation. I will turn straight away with the Christ. They come to damage. The call comes in. Yatoro bringing no one down low. They've taken him out. Satanic, he'll jump forward. Looking towards La, but he has to start backing away as the range comes to an end. Yatoro slides forward, wants to chase Vision out at the base. The Ghost Scepter keep Donis protected. Collapse. He'll jump forward over towards 9 class. Bushwhack to lock down the Rubik. He'll try and lift himself away. Spirit, they'll continue to chase 9 class out. The rest of Vision, they're out of it.
Spirit just so good at recognizing how they can fight and no one not giving respect to the damage. I think he thought because, oh, I have Infest, I have Cheese, I have Bloodstone, I have enough to be able to take through all of this. No, you do not, my friend. The damage from Yatoro is there.
I mean, you maybe underestimate the fact that Yatoro has this butterfly and the damage has just stepped up that much more with that pickup. The fact that he spent up, foregoing the buyback gold so that he could have this next big pickup for the defense.
And look how much damage he did, right? 5,600 from the Shadow Fiend in just a 4-second window. It's a lot of DPS, Owen. And continuing to deliver 50 minutes in, just a 7K lead for the side of Vision. Spirit showing they can fight even without the buybacks in that fight.
Do they want to go for more? Full minute without 9 class.
It's up to Yatoro. Might look for the jump. I mean, if a hero does show, they can pop them. Satanic, a little bit harder to grab, but the other heroes for sure. And you do see Satanic. He queues up the MKB immediately when
it's going to be needed. And what's it going to be? What, arm out for the MKB?
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing else to replace. So.
Well, unless you want to play without phase boots, or is that?
No, you need mobility. No way.
Yeah.
Let's give her the armor. Nice game. So close here. Both teams playing so beautiful. Execution, absolutely everything here at this point. As we saw Ducalis, they're starting to pick up some of these Aeon discs, but there's always the answer. We've seen this Nullifier from Laurel a couple of times now, really tripping them up. That's why you did see no one selling that Ghost Scepter. It's been some time that he sold it, of course, but yeah, they have the answer for these Ghost Scepters in quite a few moments. I think they'll just go for a quick little Tormentor here on the side of Spirit.
This selection needs a shard. It's, okay, Rue. All right.
Pretty decent one.
And not a bad one.
Yep. Hanging on to the Greedy still for Rue, looking to still get that increased greater healing Lotuses. How many of these do we have across the board here? I think it's just, okay, it's 2. So Spirit have these extra heals to pump into Yatoro. Vision not having those Lotuses at the moment. Amp damage bottom. Oh, and
ooh,
this is a big one.
And they still have the bottle right, so they can ensure that they hold it for the prime moment in the fight.
No one's going to keep
no
it.
one. Okay, he wants it. I wondered if maybe they would have given it to Satanic, but not going to be the case. No one, of course, has this. Spirit still does a crazy amount of damage.
As long as he doesn't die at start of fights, right? He needs to be a little bit more careful how he just rolls in. Either that, or 9 class has to. 9 class has to be there for the lift bailout if he does roll for that.
Because that is the thing, right? No one. He does have to be the one that initiates. Nobody else is really going to be going in first out of the line.
They can use this just a Fiend's Gate to give vision, to give the information.
Sure, okay.
I think that's the key thing. So for me, no one in that last one, he kind of just YOLO'd without vision. I think next one, you throw the Fiend's Gate at least to get some information, and then you can maybe pick and choose if you do want to roll in. As you see, they have the damage for him. They will blow him up in one shot. Rue will just blink call him. Laura will just corrosive haze him.
They know where Spirit is now. Here's the gate. To try and start things off. Collapse.
A lot of damage building up. Look at the
corner at the side. Yatoro seeing if there's going to be an angle to get in on this to try and help Collapse out. They're trying with the wraparound, but Collapse, he's already gone. Satanic takes him out very quickly.
He's got Ceaseless Thirds, though. He did use buyback before, but he can rejoin into the fray with these boots of travel. Bots 2, in fact, so can TP right into the fight. See his team. He probably tells his team, guys, don't help me. I know I don't have buyback, but I've got the Ceaseless Thirds built in.
Roshan is back up. Both teams take this down very quickly.
Oh, big steal, actually. Didn't notice this one. 9 class has the Tombstone with the Shard. So even he can bail out in multiple different ways now. He can lift, pull them out, Tombstone protect no one as well, too, in some of these scenarios.
Vision, they're going to try and see if they can get a grab outside on the map.
Kind of bluffing that they're doing the Roche to potentially get a catch on top of the ward. Ducalis stepping forward, trying to protect his ward. Will get taken out.
And they're going to drop the Tombstone here.
Very aggressive.
Just to sort of hold this area and make it that much more difficult for Spirit to try and get anywhere near to the Roche.
Notice. We'll start the Roche. Spirit gonna look for a wraparound play to get over here. It's dangerous. A try. Bottom. It's a strong rune, an arcane rune. Not me. In a very aggressive position to give some information.
He's super deep, but he's kind of getting away with it.
I like that play from Notice. Tanks the sharpshooter just so they don't see how low that Roche is even. And now Satanic does get this Aegis. Has the Nullifier himself as well to be able to stick onto some of these pesky targets. These Ghost Scepters won't be as strong now at this point. Laurel hanging on to a lot of gold here. He has not really increased too much in the last few moments.
I mean, what is the item?
He's thinking about it. I saw him queue up like 2 different things, so. Bloodthorn can catch them off guard here. Maybe he does just do some type of armor item. See what the option's gonna be for Laurel. Because he's literally just been an Axe BKB Nullifier for 30 minutes.
He's in.
Not me. Too slippery. He's got the blink. He's safe. Aegis for 4 minutes. Vision looking to hunt. Spirit looking to just avoid and just play for the high ground D. They have to protect this last set of racks. They don't want to get caught outside by any means in the fight.
Very close to having all their buybacks back online.
How long? I pretty much have it, yeah. Now 300 gold left for Collapse if he can find that. Just needs 1 kill in the fight or a couple of these creeps that are coming into the base.
We've got to watch out for those, because as we've been seeing so far this game, both teams very ready to come in with buybacks to throw extra lives into the action.
Refresher Shard, it is on no one now. So it does have insane amounts of Magnetize. If he can keep it spreading, it will last forever.
See what they can do with the push-hit vision. Rax slowly but surely starting to fall.
Hollis pops the BKB himself. Won't have to deal with that Nullifier so far.
They're just trying to see what he can force out of Spirit.
Buildings are dropping.
I mean, he's doing a decent amount here. He's going to get caught by the core, but the Tombstone save will be there.
Magnetize is starting to spread.
And they have to start backing off. I mean, Dakalis is pretty much just taking these racks down on his own.
They're going to get the Magnetize.
They can't get him off the racks. The barracks is taken. Mega Creeps out here for Team Vision.
Super clever way to go for the push, not showing Satanic at all. Just, okay, you want to go for Dakalis? Go for it.
Because it's a hard call to make, right? Yep. You don't want to overcommit onto the Enchantress, but at the same time, that's the Enchantress taking your barracks.
I like this much better, right? Instead of no one just YOLO rolling in, play it slow. You don't need to force too hard there. Spirit, let's see if they can come back from Megas. We saw one in this tournament.
I think that's the only time it was done right.
And I want
in a long time.
I was talking backstage. They were actually saying in multiple TIs we have not seen many Mega Creep comebacks. So if Spirit can do this in this type of way,
especially nowadays when it seems harder than ever.
Oh yeah. Hydra Breath now starting to get picked up. Yatoro looking for that extra bit of damage to go through these tanky cores. 25s across the board, even the support's starting to get it. We're getting towards these later stages, Owen. 3 minutes until tier 5 neutrals. Vision still has Aegis for 2 minutes. They want to take advantage of it. Class hanging on to this Tombstone.
So even with the Mega Creeps, it's going to be hard to sort of push this game over the edge because of all the buybacks that Spirit have available. Lal, BKB to run. And they've got their hands on the Collapse. Collapse, he died pretty quickly. He'll be able to get to the Tombstone. Satanic's going to have to use the Rage, though, to take the Tombstone out and will succeed. Bring Collapse out of the fight. They've got Collapse. They did lose to Carlos in return.
Anik lifted out.
And Class able to take him away to safety. No,
Magnetize is building up, Owen.
He's keeping it going. Yatoro's getting very, very low here off to the side. They'll heal him up and provide him with the Lotus. He'll heal back up with the Satanic. Buyback did have to come out here, though, from Collapse to try and continue this hold.
They'll back up and reset. They're happy with that. The Magnetize plus the Mega Creeps were literally killing Yatoro.
Each and every buyback that they can get out is a step closer to being able to close this game 2 up, Vision.
Oops, Dakalis. Well, feed away his courier there. Bit of gold. 1 minute left on Aegis. Said buybacks have been the name of the game, so Collapse not having it. He will, fortunately, though, 30 seconds, he does have Ceaseless Third, so he has that kind of built-in buyback for himself.
That's a rough one there for Lal, though, spending up for the heart and losing the courier, so won't even get the benefit of taking this risk to put the buyback to the side.
He lost his heart?
It's gone, the courier sniped.
That's 3 minutes without it. Now his inventory looks really sad. That might be the saddest 59-minute inventory when you look at it without that courier, of course. Lines being drawn, Satanic saying, let the lanes force in. We've got 50 seconds until tier 5 neutrals. They could set up for a potential gank to find one of the Spirit heroes when they are looking for those neutrals as well, since they do have the Fiend's Gate. A lot of global potential. And the buybacks, something to keep looking at here. They're going to have so many numbers on the side in Vision.
Still not in too much of a rush, Vision. They can take this bit of the game pretty safely. They don't have to jump high ground anytime soon. Just finish this next round of items.
Abyssal now for Satanic. He is 6-slotted.
Getting harder and harder for Yatoro to play his part in these team fights. He's done a great job up until this point, but against the Mega Creeps and against the items now that are online for Satanic, the matchup's not easy to play.
Because he's all the damage. While for Vision, there's a lot of mixed damage coming in. Collapse.
They get the setup. Roll forward straight away. They're in on the collapse. He's out. Buyback still on cooldown.
Sees the Sturge though.
Okay, so he's got this final life really.
Yatoro looking for an angle to catch 9 class, but the Ghost Scepter's there. Spirit jumping forward. Very aggressive from Not Me.
And he tries to see if he can get a catch. Won't be the case. Vision already out.
They're trying to take fights on their own terms on Spirit. Vision, they're trying to take fights on their own terms as well, too, with the patience that they're taking, stepping back 60 minutes. Let's see what they find.
1 minute until the heart is available again for Lyle.
True.
And we've got to keep our eyes on Yatoro. He's got a lot of money. So just sort of a question of how he's going to shift up the build. See them. Chasing them outside of the base. They get the call on the Do they have the damage though? They're going to try and focus no on first. Neon just keeps him safe. He'll use the BKB to try and roll away. Collapse stays on top of him.
Eating him.
The heals though. Yatoro back up to pretty much full HP. This time round, Yatoro wins the battle against Satanic.
Gets dunked. The base, the creeps are doing it.
They get back to defend. In fact, they might just do it. The TP back, can they hold? They'll get the creeps off the base in time. They'll kill off Ducales, but my goodness, that was a little bit too close for comfort there, Fog. The Ancient falling incredibly low.
Oh, and they use the glyph as well, too. There can just be a position where they just buy back and all in for it.
We'll see if they do something in line with that.
Anybody got a Crimson Guard on the side of Spirit? They need one desperately right now.
They're going to have to make that purchase. Not me.
On bottom.
They've got room with the call. They got enough to burst through 9 class, though. He's got noticed by his side here. We'll get the lift up. Brew. Can he finish 9 class off? The battle hunger stacking up. He will.
Rapier picked up here.
It's absolutely required. There's the Crimson for collapse.
Okay, they've got some of these tools, but look at them waiting. They can just Fiend's Gate in and just all in.
They really could. And I think they might just do so.
Oh, and amp damage, Yatoro.
But is it enough?
This game is absolutely
insane.
insane.
Spirit really turn this around? They've been mega creeped. Their Ancient falling down to nearly 10% of its HP. No fortification left for Spirit.
Who's got the Crimson? It's Collapse too, so it's a very strong Crimson Guard. If he pops the Flesh Golem, he pops the Crimson, it's gonna block almost all the damage that they're gonna be able to dish through it. Crimson also purchased from Noticed. Both teams.
And on the plus side for Spirit, right, it's only really Satanic that can tear through the Ancient. Nobody else is hitting too crazy or...
Sure. That's true.
So if they keep track and keep hold of the Lifestealer, they'll have a chance of keeping their Ancient alive.
Oh my god. It is going to start healing, so it looks like they can't just fully all in for it here just yet. Rue is also, look at the positioning. Rue is like, okay, I'm the BKB piercing call. I'm the answer if they do try to go for it here. Collapse is the answer to protect Yatoro. Swift Blink, Divine Rapier, Stygian Desolator with the Audacious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, Owen. I gotta stand back up.
These heroes, some of them are gonna die and eat like 2-3 hits.
Yeah, I gotta stand back up.
You gotta watch out for Yatoro's moves.
Level 30's been hit as well too.
I mean, if they get their way out of this situation in the grand finals of the International, this is gonna be insane from Team Spirit. It still looks like they're absolutely against all the odds here. Because Vision, they must feel so close to being able to get this game to victory.
2 minutes left on the glyphs. The lines are drawn. All the lanes starting to get forced in.
And here we go. Vision, ready to put an end to this game too.
Tense moments, Not Me, trying to shove out the waves. Might get caught. He is.
They've got him with a Hex, and he does not, oh he does. He has to go for buyback, so Not Me will be ready to return.
Creeps have gone in, back door is gone.
And here comes the jump. They're gonna get the gate on towards Lyle. They get the lift up and force out the BKB. Yatoro ready to present himself. Turns up. Magnetize. Kept going here by no one. Big damage. Forcing no one to have to roll away.
Magnetize spreading. The Fiend's Gate.
I mean, Vision approaching. Torres getting very low. He's going to put the BKB. He has to heal up on the back of the creeps. He's had to use that pretty early. Satanic ready to now close it on towards him. The pit dropped down on towards Yatoro. Roll forward from no one. Yatoro caught in the stun. He's gone. This game looking to be over as the Ancient remains exposed. Vision close up game 2. It's 1-1 here in the grand final.
My God, what a game 2. Oh, and we've got 3 more games potentially.
What a step up from Vision. Very much showing that game 1, it was just a draftish.
Hell yeah.
A strategy. This game 2, they turn up, they come to play. Sure, at the start, we see Spirit popping off again. Yatoro's SF looking to get out of control, and still the very impressive KDA, but it doesn't matter. Team Vision with the itemization, with the plays this time around, and the recovery. No one was having a very slow start on his Earth Spirit, but at the end, he had to be the one to go in. Him and Notice very much making the calls of when to start the fights, and they chose the right times. They made the right progression. They get the win. It's 1-1 here with Team Vision taking game 2.
Everything was so perfect for Vision. It all ended up coming together for themselves, and we thought that this Spirit advantage in lanes was going to be enough to see a similar of what happened in game 1. But Vision go, we're not bending over that easily. It's not going to be that sort of game number 2, and I am so impressed with how they were able to keep their composure, especially when it comes to pushing high ground, Quinn. You get into this position, you're pushing it, you're at the advantage, and you think it should be easy, but at the end of the day, it isn't. And too many times at once, if you go all in, that game slips out of your hands. So massive props to Vision and how they tackled that.
Yeah, Spirit just got a little bit cocky, and it only takes a couple of fights before Earth Spirit's inevitability kicks in. He starts getting the levels up. The 25 gets nearer and nearer, and once it arrives, you've got some big problems that you do not have answers for.
The Lifestealer as well, right? I mean, he did get countered on lane pretty hard, and it was a very difficult start for Satanic, but as this game progressed, it looked like it was impossible to fight into this. I mean, this fight here was so beautiful because Team Spirit created a situation out of nowhere, essentially, but this is where it started to look really good for Team Vision. This is where it started, even though they lost this fight, where I started to think, oh wow, I don't know how Dire's gonna win this.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes all of this for you to win a team fight, you know the situation isn't really great because there's only so many times you can have, you know, the Yatoro, greatest player in the world, probably, do these things. There's only so many times he's going to be able to do it in a team fight. But honestly, like, I think what's really cool here, and we talked about it earlier in this tournament, but the resilience that they show, right? They're getting countered in lanes, they're playing up against all of this pressure, but they're just biding their time. They're trying to contest whatever moments they can find, whatever small opening they can see. And eventually, Team Vision managed to find, like, just enough of these, like, trades in these early game fights where the game drags on and Spirit can't close the game out. And that allows them to have a pathway back into the game once Satanic finally finishes up all the items that he needs.
But noticed on that Underlord, to me, was the absolute standout this tournament. I mean, not just this tournament, but this game. I mean, those circles of death that he was dropping in the late game with the refresher, it felt like there was no way to navigate. The way that Team Spirit won that beautiful fight in the triangle, they can't do that when the ground is essentially denied from them. He wouldn't allow them to roam around and look for openings. And that percentage-based damage was really cooking as the game progressed. He held his composure. He found openings. He got that triple kill in the bot lane when Spirit overextended. And he, to me, was the rock for Team Vision.
Yeah, I mean, they made a very specific choice whenever they swapped this Axe to 5 and Undying to offlane. You're saying, hey, our scaling is going to be a little bit worse. We've got a lot of heroes that clump up in one spot, and we've got one Shadow Fiend who's going to deal all the damage. And you can see as more and more time passes that there is risk involved in that. You try to tempo them, you got a little sloppy. I think the key word Mira said earlier is trades. You're trading 3 for 3, 2 for 2, 4 for 4. This is not good for you. You need to win quickly. You don't want to be swapping resources back and forth. Vision, the more gold they get, the harder it gets for you, and that is the environment they want to play in.
At the end of the day, there was another level from Vision coming out. They're always able to stem the bleeding in this game, those trades that you guys mentioned. But when it came to being able to take mega creeps, that's the part for me that sort of stands out above the rest, because pushing high ground has always been a big conversation. How do you do it in modern Dota, and how do you do it comfortably? And it wasn't really comfortable for Vision. We saw a couple of times no one roll in on the Earth Spirit, and it feels like they've all in, and now it's a make or break. They end up getting Mega Creeps because it's Ducalis they put at the front line. This Enchantress, which ends up being such a late game monster in Sanier, and you wonder, And how do you start dealing with Ench? Why aren't we sort of looking more towards her, and how do Carlos played her almost seamlessly?
I mean, to be honest, they had pretty decent answers. Like when the Ench was amped and SF hit her a few times, she just exploded. But luckily, 9 Class has stolen a tombstone. And when the tombstone's next to her, she's sitting next to the tombstone. So every time SF comes up to hit her, she has the potential of just hiding in the tombstone. And SF has to be scared of any sort of counter initiation, right? Rubik Blink Lift, any sort of roll in with an infested Nakes. It's super scary to stand there and try to hit the tomb down. So this steal, honestly, is what secured them the Mega Creep. So huge props to 9 Class as well for securing that high ground.
Yeah, it shows a lot of in-the-moment presence of mind to be like, we're not going to siege them the typical way. Our carry is not going to hit the high ground. That's not an intuitive thing to do. And so to me, it says they've recovered completely from game one. The nerves are gone. I think especially at the start of this game, you see a little bit of that shakiness still. But as more time passes, they start to win fights. I think they regain that confidence, that belief in themselves. They remember what got us here in the first place. And that is incredible individual skill. It's excellence from all their players. And they show that and they bring it back. And I think that is very hard to do, especially against a team that is as terrifying as Team Spirit is.
Yeah, ultimately, Vision were able to do that for themselves. We see the run-up that, Vision has been throughout the upper bracket here, and they really take it to Spirit. But the early game wasn't necessarily that easy. Again, we talk about it. Spirit getting their hands on this Slardar was incredibly impactful throughout their TI run, too. And this time around, it didn't really feel like it was much different, but Purge is going to give us some more information on how that happened.
Thank you, Nat. Yeah, Laurel had a lot of bad matchups today. Almost every single game that he played, he had to play losing matchups, which made his lane tough. But in this game, he had an incredible performance here. I love how he went for this trade here. Leading up to the gank that was coming, he pops his salve, knowing that the gank is about to happen, and he's going to run into this fight low HP, but knowing that no one has no mana. So when Rue ends up rotating here, and they go for this pressure, he's going to get a full healing salve under the threat of enemy heroes, which is crazy. And this TP by 9 Class, which was fantastic. But unfortunately for him, he barely killed the Axe, and he ends up giving Laurel a double kill as a result. So Laurel gets to run with this game a little bit, no pun intended, as he TPs at the top lane, sprinting all the way towards No One. Now he lowers the armor here of No One, and what happens next is Nami is going to shoot his Acorn. That's going to bounce a bunch of times, doing a ton of physical damage to No One. So despite after getting killed in the lane for No One, his next immediate rotation was shut down by Laurel as well, due to this great rotation. Now he gets Blink Dagger, he goes to gank the safe lane. Very easy ultimate. Blink Crush is tons of physical damage against these supports. They've really got to worry about this. And the next couple of minutes was them basically just controlling the map, not letting their opponents get much done. So what Earth Spirit does is he uses his spells to clear the creep wave, but immediately afterwards, there's Slardar on top of him, stunning him and having huge movement speed, which means very, very easy for him to block the roll here. Laurel just absolutely demolished the mid game. He gave a lot of control for his team, and that allowed the Shadow Fiend, who had tons of net worth, to just stay on top for such a long time in this game. So excellent early game for Team Spirit, but in the end, they didn't win by enough.
Thank you, Purge, breaking it all down. And I love this so much because it really, again, emphasizes just what Vision were able to do for themselves. Not only get a foot back into this game, but to close it out, to become victorious after you see what this Slardar is, what this nuisance of a hero can really push you to, and the limits that you're tested between. And it also gives that little bit of advantage when it comes to a draft, because often teams have been worried about a Slardar. They've had to focus on banning it, and despite Slardar getting off to a fantastic start that Purge showed us there, they were still able to beat it. And now you feel a little less worried about having to ban it, a little bit more confident, and if you guys want to run it, by all means.
Yeah, I think that's such a massive part of how these series go, is not just the actual strength of the heroes, but how they feel. Are you scared of Slardar? When they pick it, how does that make you feel? These are genuinely really important aspects of the game, because now, like you said, when they pick Slardar, maybe you feel like we have answers for it, or we know the scaling's not very good, or this or that, the other. There are so many factors that play into these drafts, and each time you get a win like this, it instills a lot of confidence in you.
I think also in regards to the draft, this Underlord has to have shifted up in priority. And this is a hero Team Spirit were also running, but the way that Notice made it look as a means to hold out the game, to later deny team fights just by just throwing those pits out over and over again, this is the hero to look at, in my opinion, for the next game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it earlier. He was absolutely a rock for them. I think what's really fascinating, though, is like when we were looking at this draft, it's really hard to see a good carry pick. Like we can't identify what is the hero to slot in here. Traditionally, Nakes is not a very good hero against Slardar and SF, but due to the items that he buys, he goes for Manta, he goes for AC, he goes for Radiance, he buys Armlet. All these items are giving him armor, it's giving him evasion. He's just tanking up and he's buying all the right items. And I feel like recognizing that in the draft and going for a hero that's traditionally not good matchup but because he buys the right items, he becomes that is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a great point, and I think it's a testament to how in Dota sometimes you're almost picking items than you are picking a hero. Like, you look at a draft and you know you need certain items. A classic example is like you see their heroes and you know you need a pipe, and so you pick pipe. You pick any hero that can buy it naturally in his item build, and I think I totally agree. I think that's sort of what they did this game, and it's ingenious and creative, and I don't know, it's just, it speaks to how high level these two teams are, that they had the awareness of that. They're not just looking at the matchups on terms of a hero-to-hero basis, but understanding that items can fix those problems. It's very good.
Yeah, it's a statement to say we're gonna choose a weaker lane and win later on in the game, because Lifestealer absolutely had the scaling that game. But that early game was really rough. And while Team Spirit did end up losing it, I think they have to account for the way that the supports rotated and connected to Laurel, the way that the pressure was ongoing on no one. This is 2 games in a row. He's had 4 people in his lane, like minute 8.
Yeah, I think for both sides, this game has like a lot of conversation afterwards. I don't think you walk away as Vision thinking like, oh, this is great, let's just keep doing this. I love being ran out for 20 minutes and just getting absolutely slammed, and we'll hopefully Satanic will carry us eventually. So from their side, there's that conversation to be had. How do we like secure up our early game? I think for Spirit, because they're able to play so many different styles of Dota, it also is a question of, do we want to continue with this like absolute ramp up? Do we want to keep trying to like overload them with so many plays happening at once that they cannot play, or do we try to fall back on a bit more scaling ourselves?
Yeah.
Sorry, Quinn?
No, I think I tend to believe it should be somewhere in the middle. Like, I think for Spirit, you don't want to go full into pressure mode, because I think that's what this game is. They're full into pressure. They're all committed on, you play early game tempo, and the late game is very bad for them once the items come out. I think something in between, still good lanes, but better scaling so that you have at least a chance if there are some trades and things aren't totally clean, because immaculate gameplay in a TI finals is just somewhat unreasonable.
Absolutely. I do think the pressure thing is very important, though, because the only times that Team Vision have dropped games this entire TI is to heavy pressure and heavy tempo lineups. So I think that identification is correct. And you can just iron out, like you said, pick some more scaling, pick some, maybe take away something like an Underlord that can allow them to hold the game out for longer with tower defenses and with team fights.
The vibes were looking phenomenal for Vision there, by the way. We saw a brief glimpse of them before they were about to walk back out on stage, and a lot of smiles, a lot of jovial energy, and I feel like after what we got to witness in game number 2, it's very similar for us and everyone else at home. And to put it into a time frame that people can understand is that this is the second longest grand finals game we've had at a TI. It's also the second highest in kills. The only one that's beat it was a game 4 between LGD and OG. Like, that is the privilege in which we're getting to witness between the high caliber teams and how closely matched both Vision and Spirit are today.
That's so cool. We were screaming in the green room when the team fights were happening.
Yeah, that game 4 is also probably the single most iconic TI game, and so for this to be just below it, I think is a testament to the caliber, like you said, and I'm just so excited to see the continued adaptation. You also mentioned how they looked backstage, and I think it's a really important aspect of these long series that you don't get too excited, you don't get too amped up or too sort of in your own boat that like, yeah, we did so good this game, we own them, this is easy, because it's not. You did win this game, but like Aiden said, you did not run them over. This is not some dynamic, complete beatdown. You came back and you played a good game, but you need to, reel it in and understand that we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I think honestly, this is where the upper bracket advantage also might start kicking in. Now Spirit is on their 3rd game of the day, or 4th game of the day, sorry. Whereas for Vision, you're just on your 2nd. And eventually, the longer this final goes, the more that drain is going to come in. And it is a factor to keep in mind.
I do think that Spirit feel good after that game, though. Like, it feels bad to lose after a start like that, but at some point in this game, the Dota Plus probability came up, and Team Vision were only 5k ahead. There were no racks taken, and it was 95-5. I mean, if you can make a game competitive when Dota Plus is saying in 95% of the time, those heroes on Radiant will outscale those heroes on Dire, and it was taken that far, I think they can take away exceptional play from it as well. It's not like they're like, oh, we messed up, guys. Maybe there were 1 or 2 moments, but that really wasn't the end-all and be-all.
I think we were also seeing the Spirit buyback usage, right? That was another thing that we've always praised this team for. The late games that they're able to play, the buyback usage, and we saw it. They know the moments in which you have to buy back to be able to keep this game competitive, to push it further and to try and drag it out a little bit more. Give yourself any amount of breathing room and space that you possibly can get in this game.
Yeah, I think this is actually kind of cool because Spirit in both these 2 games, they remind me a little bit of TI9 OG. They're bringing that pressure playstyle. They're bringing like the tempo, and something that they used to do very iconically was buyback really early on into the game. You buy back to secure that you don't lose your pressure. You don't let up that early fight and then try to save your buyback to be clutch later. You rather use it quite aggressively to make sure that the pressure stays on your side. You can keep the tempo rolling, and you don't ever let up and let the game flip back in your opponent's direction.
Yeah, I think winning lanes in a TI setting is also, like, it can be a very, like, sort of damning feeling for the other team that, oh, we're falling behind, and it can weigh on you and be kind of spooky in a sense. It maybe takes you out a little bit more than it would in a normal series where, I don't know, the feelings are loose and you die a couple of times, but it's fine. But if you lose lanes in a TI Grand Final, suddenly it feels like things are crumbling and it's harder to push back, I think. I think teams are way more susceptible to crumbling, which is why we see a lot of 3-0s in TI Finals. You lose a couple of lanes, you lose one game, suddenly you're just mush and the other team walks over you.
I mean, I can speak to that. I feel like the feeling when you're falling behind, the timer just starts ticking slower and slower and slower, and you have so much more time to just get into your own head and think about like, oh, I should have done that differently in the lane. And obviously, you should not be thinking about these things at all because you can't go back in time and change it. The only thing you can do is like try to think forward, but it's so easy that that happens when you're falling behind.
Obviously, it's up to each individual to have that in mind and to push themselves to not fall into that. But does it help if you have a strong presence, if you have a strong person that's willing to almost be that hope in the team that goes, it's okay, we're getting trades, it's okay, they're not invading this part of the map? Do you almost need someone to be that silver lining at more pivotal times?
It can definitely be useful. I think some players, you know, they just don't get into their own heads. You've gotten this far so many times that you've learned the skill, you've developed it. Other times it's really helpful to hear it from someone else. I would imagine in the Spirit booth, like having Collapse or Yatoro be like, I'm going to carry this game. I remember actually quite iconically at TI9, the practice rooms were all on the same floor. And as you finish your game, there's other games going on inside of the practice rooms. Walking by the old Team Liquid room, and I'm just hearing Miracle yell at the top of his lungs, like, don't worry about this, I'll carry this game, guys, just buy me 5 more minutes, I'll carry this game. And having something like that, it inspires confidence.
That is so cool, because I can't imagine a better player for Team Vision than no one to take that role upon himself too.
I hope they're in their booths, building up that energy because they have a whole nother game to get into.
Team Vision versus Team Spirit. Grand Finals, Game 3.
Game number 3 for our grand final, where we've seen one apiece right now. Both Time Spirit have gotten off to a strong start for themselves. And so having first pick again for the side of Vision here, just like we had in game number 1, are they going to fall into that trap of trying to call Spirit's bluff again? They did that with the Ember Spirit. This time around, I feel like there could be a little bit of back and forth or toying, not necessarily with that hero though.
I think Vision want to steal SF, actually. I think that's the hero that they're focused on with the Darkseer van. And that's a cool concept because the first 2 games where we're talking about Ember Spirit, but now they're like, wait, Shadow Fiend is the actual problem, guys.
Yeah, it's a cool adjustment, and it's another testament to how these finals shift and change over time, priorities move, and I do like that Spirit banned the Earth Spirit. I think this hero is just too stupid, and they gave it a try. I think they experimented in a sense, saying, can we beat even this hero? and they lose, and they're like, okay, that's fine. We can ban it. We had sort of space here. We decided that this ban is sort of free, so let's see if we can get an extra free one in there and beat this hero.
Yep, absolutely. We have, however, seen Team Spirit beat Shadow Fiend today, right? They did it earlier today. In that game, they did it with a Terrorblade. I think here they're realizing that either we have to pick the TB now, which we absolutely don't want to do, because then it's going to be playing as a ton of counters. Or it's going to get banned out, so we might as well pick a carry that we actually want, or a hero that we actually want, that we know can match up well against the SF. That isn't a TB, but it can be picked early.
I do think that they place a lot of importance in the Nature's Prophet against the Shadow Fiend matchup, because when they opened the game number 2 with that SF, one of their bans was the Nature's Prophet. And whilst at the time I looked at it, I thought it was just maybe taking it away from Satanic. I actually think it's deeper than that. They really do believe in that carry-to-carry matchup being favorable to Nature's Prophet now.
Yeah, it's another ranged hero that sort of gives you the similar turret thing of you have heroes that can go in and now you stand and hit, but it's got the extra added wrinkle that Nature's Prophet is a very fast hero, and he's very good against these ranged heroes that need a little bit of time to get online. So not only does he have the ability to stand and fight you, but he can TP on you early, take your tower, and add the momentum on top of the scaling. And so I agree. I think it is a sort of game read counter that they believe in, and I think it makes sense.
It's also a hero, I would say, if you just look at these two heroes objectively, you put them in a demo lobby, you let them hit each other to death, SF will always win, right? So you're looking for Spirit. How do we amplify this? How do we amplify it either through gold, by like getting him ahead with these quick moves that Quinn talks about, or what heroes do we pair it up with in order for him to be able to outscale the SF? Because something is going to be needed.
The support bans would have fit the build that you're talking about. Like Clockwork and Undying, heroes that can get on top of SF, dive him with things like Tombstone, that enables Nature's Prophet. Another hero that comes to mind is Tusk, but he did fall off a little bit during this TI.
So I was also really confused. The arena screens were showing NTS, and I think it was maybe X numbers. I missed it very briefly, but a lot of Chinese superstars in the crowd getting amongst the grand finals hype as well.
I mean, if it's happening, you've got to watch it. It's the biggest Dota event of the year. It's so incredibly special, and I think especially like those players have, when you've been in the finals, it has that extra layer of meaning because you put yourself in their shoes. You know what it's like, and I think anyone who's had something so important to them, big, and something that your emotions are tied to, knows what it's like to watch something that holds so much gravity.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to the draft, they banned the Underlord. They take Mira's advice here. I mean, this hero just seems like it provides too many things. It provides late game damage, it provides so much crowd control, and I feel like there's no other offlaner quite like it at the moment. That is so stable. Really, it seems like as long as you pick it together with Rubik and you don't get Rubik yourself, you're almost always going to have a game. Regardless of how poor your lane is, it's going to have a way back into the game, and it always has high impact just through its spells.
Yeah, it's a great realization. I think it was definitely a problem for them last game, and they sort of go back to the strategy they took in game 1, which is, Nineclass doesn't have too many heroes he's been playing. He's been leaning on the Willow a lot. We had good success with it. We're going to take the Willow again.
And so long as Ember is still in the pool, this Ducalis Enchantress will keep coming out. There were moments last game where I thought he clutched really hard. There was this one fight where he got a last-second stomp with his Centaur creep that killed Diotoro that started the cascading effect.
I mean, this is one of his most comfortable heroes. I think back to when Ducalis first popped up on the pro scene, it was playing a lot of Enchantress.
Yeah.
This was his go-to guy.
Why is it that we don't see many Enchantresses these days?
I'm actually not sure. I mean, usually what ends up happening is that other heroes that jet out, but if you look at the bans here, most of the really popular position 5 heroes are banned out. So that leaves, you take away the S tier, and now you enter the A tier, where Enchantress obviously sits somewhere in that range. It gets outscaled, outshined by the other heroes, but when you take them away, suddenly Ench is a very good hero. And you also talk about the Ember threat, and when there is this dynamics going on in the final, it kind of shifts your priorities, and it takes Ench from an A tier hero to an S tier hero, because it blocks off the other S tier hero and the Ember.
There's also sort of an interesting dynamic going on that because the Slark has proven to be just unbeatable for Ember Spirit, now it's shifted to where first pick, having the last pick in that second phase, you have the advantage because Team Spirit can't pick Ember Spirit here, even if they wanted to, because you will get responded with Slark. And so now Team Vision gets the choice. If we want Ember Spirit on the last pick of the second phase, we can just take it, and it's already a great looking Ember game for Vision.
I think it's absolutely genius. They pick this Enchantress, they try to cut off any possible angles that Spirit pick it early on. They still have the threat of Slark open, so Spirit can't pick it now. And then on 18, or as we refer to, which is this last pick of the second phase, you can secure that Ember Spirit for yourself if you want to, following it up with a Slark ban, maybe even a Huskar ban if you're scared of that, probably not, but you can cover your hero.
The Tusk, to me, is very good because I think you need some way to prevent this Nature's Prophet from getting bursted by Slardar Shadow Fiend. Like, they're presenting this problem similarly to last game where it's all this physical damage. Nature's Prophet can buy a Manta, but you've got multiple other tools to turn it around. Because Vision's game plan is Slardar jumps in, you burst. Okay, now you've got Call turnaround, you've got Snowball turnaround. To me, this is a very calculated and like geared to what Vision has response, and that we want a way to turn this around. Our Nature's Prophet is the core of our draft, and like you said, we need some sort of steroid, something to change the man-fighting dynamic of these two heroes, and we feel like this is what it is.
For sure. I also think the Tusk was being talked about when the Nature's Prophet came out, because if the clock wasn't given to Team Spirit by Vision, there really aren't any archetypes that substitute for it except the Tusk. You need something that can dive the Shadow Fiend. You need to be able to just bring pressure to him whenever it's possible, and Nature's Prophet is a hero that can connect to any Tusk setup.
Yep, so think about, if we look at Vision's draft, and you think about how do these heroes come together, there's a lot of amplification going on, right? There's Satanic on his SF, who self-amplifies by having his lasting presence, which provides minus armor on everyone. You get Slardar adding to that, you have Pango adding to that, and then on top of that, Enchantress could take a Wolf Creep, and suddenly you're providing additional attack damage to everybody in the area. So this is kind of like, the idea that they're going with is that nothing is going to be unkillable. No matter how much armor you stack up, you're never stacking up enough armor to get past this.
Yeah, I also think this Pangolin pick is actually better than the Ember would have been because it gives you an opportunity to break Spirit's response to your jump. So the Slardar jumps initially. Now you've got a Pangolin who can jump the back line, roll around, and make this Tusk and Axe's life hell. So it's not as easy for them to just blink in compared to Ember, who until you get an Axe, which is much later down the line, it's not as easy to disrupt the back line. And so Vision realizing that and saying, okay, we see what you're doing here, and this is our response to that. I think this is a very calculated and thought out back and forth here, not just a we see what you have and insta-pick the #1 Dota buff counter pick.
In a way, that dynamic can function the same way for Team Spirit, right? Where there are double jump heroes in Team Vision, like you mentioned, but also 2 jump heroes in Axe and Tusk. The issue with getting the 2 jump heroes on Spirit right now to that moment is that their lanes do seem a little bit harder. Like, you've got this Axe who's going to be going up against the SF, the Tusk who is probably just going to be pulling waves because there's really not that much you can do after that, and the Blink Daggers are going to be delayed because of that. Whereas Pango, he doesn't really need a Blink Dagger. He's just got the Rolling Thunder, and Slardar, he's got the Sprint as well. Like, they have more gap close naturally early on than Team Spirit.
Yeah, it's definitely true. They may consider swapping lane supports, putting Tusk in the safe lane to help with that a little bit, or altering things. I know Team Spirit is a team that's very good at recognizing potential problems in the early game and swapping things around, getting creative, moving their heroes in a way to combine and get kills so that they're enabled to reach their mid-game and late-game timings.
Yeah, I would like that a lot. And then you can just send Tusk through the gate to dive the SF after Willow sets up with a Bramble or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for Spirit's side, what they got going for themselves here, right? It's a lot of early game pressure again. If you think about it, Axe has a slow, Willow has a root. There's a lot of ways to slow down the SF to allow for the Nature's Prophet TPN, or like Mira said, have Tusk connect from the gate, which also sets up for the Nature's Prophet. So for Spirit, it's all about pressure. It's all about tempo. It's all about how do we connect our heroes, how do we outnumber them. And I think what's cool here for Vision is they're saying, we like our draft, our heroes are good, we just need to come online, right? So how do you prevent them from coming online? Well, you destroy the Pango mid. You send them into the abyss, as Quinn would say. And they've banned the 2 heroes that can do that. They've banned the Snapfire, they've banned the Monkey King, and they're trying to secure themselves a good laning phase. Because even if this Ember comes out, which traditionally was pretty good against Pango, it's not that punishing.
Yeah. It's very true, and also because they have the Slardar SF, they have this minus armor. That some of the heroes that we've also traditionally see against a Pangolin, something like a Huskar or a Lina, you don't really want these heroes because yes, you may win the lane, but 5 minutes later you really wish you were another hero, and it's also not particularly Laurel's favorite type of... That's a Marcy.
Very observant of you, Quinn. I'm very proud to have you in this battle.
I mean, this is actually one of 9class's favorite heroes. It's not what we see very often recently, as you know, Mira said he's been puppified, but I think it is a pretty cool pairing with Slardar because you can just jump on top of the Nature's Prophet and you just slam him together. You crush him and Marcy punches him in the head and you take it to this guy.
I mean, you're seeing it. The only person who does like it is on the side of Vision, and it's 0 pick, 0 ban. So again, this is one of those things that pulls back similar to when we saw Disruptor come out for the side of Spirit. I love this. This is the creativity that you need to be bringing into a grand finals.
This changes the dynamic of the Spirit's safe lane in a very big way. Because before, whether you were laning against the Slardar or the Pango Flex, your Nature's Prophet was going to have a good time. You know, he was just going to be right-clicking them, free farming. You bring in Marcy, and all of a sudden, Slardar becomes a killer threat. He's not just a hero that you can beat up. He will be on top of you. The second you have level 2 rebound, there's not that much you can do on Nature's Prophet when you get connected on.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for I think now the Tusk has to be in that safe lane, right? The idea then is like you're gonna have to abuse that snowball to dodge that stun, and that way try to like battle out the lane. But it absolutely is.
Okay, they changed it up.
Oh my, wow, TB didn't get banned.
Yeah, so they just fully did not expect Laurel to be playing the Nature's Prophet, and now they've got an incredible TB game. You talk about minus armor, well, TB is the king of armor. He has like 10 armor level 1, and it only goes up from there with the items he buys. So a lot of your strategy, the way focusing down one hero with right clicks, has been nerfed pretty hard.
I just assumed TB was banned. Like, I just didn't even think about the existence of this hero. It's honestly an amazing pick, because if you take a look at Team Vision's draft, they have essentially no magic damage.
Yeah.
And the way you usually beat TB is by heavy magic damage. So this is a very good Terrorblade game. Laurel and Nature's Prophet, however, for me is a little bit of an unknown. I haven't really seen them play that much. I wouldn't say it's like he's a typical Nature's Prophet guy. But the things that we talked about earlier on, they still exist. The draft can still do the same things, and maybe even faster with Nature's Prophet from the mid lane, because he gets at level 6 a bit faster, he can connect it a little bit more, he's not as concerned about his own game, so see really cool things happening for both sides.
I think Laurel's the type of player that will do what you need him to do, and Team Vision have learned that today with the Slark pick after the Ember that they didn't really think that he would do. With this Nature's Prophet flex, they were caught off guard with this Terrorblade. This is really cool to me, and I think Team Spirit have absolutely secured the scaling in this game.
Yeah, the shoe's on the other foot. Last game, Vision could just chill and farm, and I think this game, Spirit have secured that with also the potential to play the lanes well. And so I think it's been a great punchback from Aposhka in this game. This is a masterclass.
Yeah, I probably would have said before this last pick TB, I really like the Vision draft, and I would have put it maybe like 65 to 35, but after that, I think it's a lot closer to 50-50.
I love hearing a good 50-50 split on a draft. More importantly, I love hearing from our coaches. That Terrorblade had us in a little bit of a head scratch as to how it got let through, but I wonder exactly how Puppy felt when he saw it come out.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am here with the king himself, Mr. Puppy. Such a pleasure to see you here on the main stage again. Let's talk a little bit about this. You have let 9 Class out of his cage. He is playing the meme heroes again. Where to let
come out?
Percy
Class has a lot of balls. That's all I can say.
Main stage of TI.
9 Class has a lot of balls. That's all I can say.
Fantastic. Was this his idea or yours?
It was his idea. I completely approve of it.
Okay. I was about to say maybe you were distancing yourself from that, but no, you fully support. Whose idea was it to let the Terrorblade through?
They already had Furion, and we basically guessed if they're going to swap this Furion somewhere, they're going to just lose their team fights everywhere. So we're not afraid.
Okay, not afraid. It was actually pretty interesting to see a team be able to strike some blood against you guys, all right? Were you surprised with how those games went so far?
Not necessarily. I think they won the drafts 2 games in a row. This time, I think we have the edge.
Okay, that's what I like to see. Now, last question here, Well, are they ever going to get another one, my friend? Or is this the end of their ride? Is it going to be the full reverso sweep?
I hope so.
All right. Thank you so much, Puppy. An absolute pleasure to see you again on the stage. We'll throw it to our casters to get ready for this game.
Game 3 time, ladies and gentlemen, here in the grand finals of the International 2026. Team Vision against Team Spirit. The picks fog. We continue to get some exciting stuff. Marcy being thrown into the mix. Another new hero for this International. And I tell you what, one that I kind of like. I think this hero's got a lot of potential. And of course, especially when it's in the hands of 9 Class.
And when you've got something like a super hard carry to play around, right? Sure, you don't use that sidekick, you don't notice the bodyguard as much as it once was, but it still can be a very strong tool for something like a Shadow Fiend. These turret heroes, even though we don't see Marcy, definitely can see some type of potential from it.
And what do you make of the switch up? Obviously, as Puppy talked about, they weren't too fussed about banning the Terrorblade because they considered, well, if they do go for this Spirit,
we have overwhelming team fight.
It's going to be this Nature's Prophet mid, and that might leave some openings that Vision can punish. Do you think they can, or do you think the fact that there is a Terrorblade, and it is a very good Terrorblade game, might fight them back?
It could. It definitely could, but Vision also very strong at being able to play versus these type of drafts and just knowing when to just always take the team fight advantage. I've seen them so many times this tournament having team fight advantage, so let's see if that position for them is going to be working for them. While for Spirit, much more scaling draft, right? Looking for the MP to get that scaling. I'm curious to see how active Laurel's going to be if he's going to TP to safe lane, because I could see him make those moves, right? You want to punish Satanic, you don't want this Nature's Prophet to have a free time, and the lane overall for Laurel, it should be good. So I want to see him play pretty aggressive on this Nature's Prophet. TPing in, shut down Satanic, even potentially going for the TP plays on the safe lane if they do overextend onto Yatoro. Because that's what it would have to be. If they do try to go for these kills onto Yatoro, it's going to have to be out of these overextensions. And we're seeing the lane switch-ups, right? Instead of having the Marcy with the Slardar, since it's a Terrorblade down there now, they put the Marcy up top with the Shadow Fiend. It's a strong pairing as well to be able to protect them.
Yeah, and they've done this a couple of times, right, Vision, on their run here at the International between the supports. They have that flexibility, and I think last time they made that switch up, it went pretty well for them.
It did, and it's a lot because they end up leaving Notice alone. Ducalis gets that level 3, and he starts sandwiching on the mid-wave. And Laurel, right, Nature's Prophet playing versus Pango, you definitely can be dove.
Not me. Raze comes in.
He's healing. He's healing.
He should be all right. I mean, can 9 class get in range for another dispose?
Can. Tree plant.
He can't quite grab him.
Can't see him. Nice play there from Not Me. Now able to beat back onto him, even though there's that movement speed advantage from the Marcy. Not Me with the little branch play. Actually is able to distance himself a knife there. Nice.
I'm looking forward to see, of course, what Satanic is ready to do on the SF. Last 2 games, he's been watching Yatoro play the hero. Sure, Yatoro didn't win last game, but still individually, he had a pretty good game on the SF. Satanic, he's ready to try and see if he can replicate that on his own Shadow Fiend performance.
Spirit having some pretty explosive starts to the games in particular. And that last game did have that lead. Did end up dying a couple times. You know, that bottom play from Yatoro hurt quite a lot when he died with the Aegis the first time, and then the second one around the Roche. Again, at the lanes though, Spirit looking to dominate them.
On him. Trying to make a move onto Notice, but difficult to do so. At least until they sort of see a chance where Yatoro's going to be happy to pop the meta and try and force the kill.
Yatoro just buys the boots very early. He knows he's not really at threat down here. So it is going to be a free farm again for Yatoro, but this time it does feel like Satanic's in a better position to get the free farm as well. So we're going to free farm carries versus each other, depending on what Laurel wants to do. I'm still just going to look at the Nature's Prophet. Are they actually going to use the TP to pressure, or are they just going to wait for the level 6 with the Wrath of Nature to go for these kills early on? See what the choice is going to be from Laurel. Good denies he's been able to get so far here. 7 in comparison to the 1 just of the Pango. Yeah, the Terrorblade pick, right? This insane amount of armor he's going to have in the game, absolutely going to be an element, because as the panel touched on, looking at the magical damage, it's Shadow Fiend, Raises, and Requiem. That is literally it, pretty much. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they can actually bring him down versus all that plus armor he has. Noticed Snowball connection.
So he's going to put the meta.
He gets away.
To try and bully him, but indeed the sprint's up. Won't have any further control.
Wait, did that just happen? Laurel denied a water rune with his trees and no one bottled it. The thing happened.
Oh,
it did happen.
It does happen on the same tick sometimes.
9 class doesn't have range for the rebound.
They've got the call. That'll do it. First blood coming in for Not Me.
It's actually a big deal that no one was able to get the refill, even though it was killed. You can literally see it if you pop up with the chat wheel there, or the chat thing there. Denied water rune, but bottled at the same time. So
a frame perfect bottling. Frame perfect.
And it matters, because he gets the fill up. He's going to be able to continue being healthy in the matchup versus the Nature's Prophet and keep securing these last hits. So top lane for Spirit, can definitely see them have easier ways to get aggressive versus Vision, while bottom, it's going to be Ducalis making movements around with that level 3 that we've seen. So already seeing him shift toward the mid lane. Brew is anticipating it, reading the movements, looking for the ward. Won't quite find it though. Sneaky placement coming in from Ducalis. So now you just, I guess as Rue, you just follow the Enchantress, right? Leave the Terrorblade in this 1v1 matchup.
Try and get a bit of a setup there, but not quite ever get the Dispose to pull up on the rebound. Collapse quick with the call to interrupt the combo 9 class was trying to use to set up for the Raises.
9 class does have the level 2 rebound now. Actually usable. The first level of rebound is very hard to use.
Carlos,
we'll find him.
Go in the river.
This is not where you expect Yatoro to be. That is a heads-up move. Rue just stalking Ducalis as anticipated. He knows they've seen this play before from them, so they're reading it pretty beautifully. CS though, the fact that they are leaving the bottom lane, Noticed is now just starting to get that free farm, even though he is versus that Terrorblade. 3 lanes for Vision. Getting that CS.
All in all, very close start.
Very close.
Not too much of a difference there.
No one?
Nobody getting pressured out of the lane.
Rue will get the amp damage.
9Class gonna get the grab on a collapse, sets up for the raises, tries to dive the tower to get the kill, but 9Class isn't gonna be able to finish the job, ends up dying, and now with the rotation, they'll have to roll forward. Overall, Satanic shards off the mark though. Satanic will live.
The Willow already has Ash Legion shield. That actually saves Collapse. I was clicking around, I'm like, who the hell has this neutral item already? It's the Willow. The barrier actually saves Collapse there, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's pretty crazy. You can't calculate for that on the side of Vision. Nice attempt to dive, but responded accordingly there from Spirit again.
9Class might try Faru. It's hard though with the snowball. Will always be able to disrupt the combo that 9Class will try and catch him with.
They want to dive Laurel here. No one. Doesn't have the roll, but does have the 3-3. Does have the skill points for the damage. Trying to apply some pressure here onto the tower. Laurel can drag the wave, though, with this Treant safely. Hefty stacks being made, Owen. Vision definitely has potential to walk in and go for some type of steal plays as well, too. And a rare time that I've seen this, too, so it's a mechanic that I haven't seen many other teams abuse in some time. The stacks with the Wrath of Nature. We talked about it a lot, I think.
It builds up the damage of the ult very effectively.
Like last TI, or I think it was the TI before that, we saw teams abusing this. This Wrath of Nature off of these neutrals, it means it effectively does max damage on all the rest of the bounces all over the map. So they have to calculate that in on the side of Vision. If they do scout those stacks, I don't know if they did see them just yet. But it's a lot of extra burst damage that could catch some of these heroes off guard. So cool to point that out. Seeing the item build cube from Laurel right now, too, it's just a drums. So he's looking to be aggressive early on is what that tells me. Not your usual pickup from these Nature's Prophets.
I mean, that should allow him to turn up and ensure that Yatoro can kind of take these early objectives.
Yeah, and he can kill buildings pretty quickly, too, right? Just being able to beat on them with the treants, with the drum. Pretty cool itemization if he does go for it here. Ducalis is going to now go into that triangle, going to start scouting these stacks out, stealing some of the creeps as well, so we'll limit some of that farm. Will he get out for it?
He's coming in for Lal. He's ready to block him off with the Sprout.
Can he get in front of him with the trees?
Trying to get some body block, sets up for that big hit from the Nature's Wrath. And will succeed.
I'm happy to see a team doing this. I think I talked to like 5 of the players during this tournament. I was like, how come nobody's doing this stacking thing with Wrath of Nature anymore? So happy to see that Spirit is in preparation with that. Collapse, 9Class trying to prevent him to get the TP out. He's got the rebound.
And no one's coming in to help. We'll get the call off Collapse. But Rolling Thunder's there. Collapse is going to try and juke it.
He's speedy.
But there's only so much he can dance around as Ducalis comes in with the slow. Collapse. He's going to run down the river. He's actually running back in at them.
He gets the dunk. Are you kidding?
That's ridiculous. Collapse. He'll take that. Took 4 heroes to pretty much turn up and try and take him down, and he gets a kill on the way out.
And in the meantime, look at Yatoro. He's a great space, my friend. I will show up and push this tower here. Vision still farming very well, but 5 quick kills for Spirit. Yatoro turning up to these very early fights. These jukes, the river movement speed absolutely coming into play there. Also having the Stone Feather Satchel with the movement speed as well does come into play, of course.
As we saw last game from Yatoro, you know, Team Spirit's cause, they know when to run back in. Doesn't matter how low they are, they see an opportunity to get something, they'll get back in on the action.
Vision, though, yes, they brought 4 heroes up there, but not moving with Noticed, which is the important one. Noticed is like, guys, I'm having a very free lane. And we do have to talk about how important Noticed was in that last game. Besides just the Fiend's Gate being, or the Pits being absolutely insane, the damage mitigation he provided in that last game was huge. This game, it's not damage mitigation, but it's damage amplification, and it's the Blink Dagger, right? It's that initiation tool for the team that he's going to have very early, which is really good versus like 4 of the heroes. Sure, versus the TB, not as great because he's got that high armor, but versus the rest of them, it can be very strong to close that gap and burst them.
Staying very even on the gold, despite these early kills that Spirit are finding.
Satanic in this game, though, absolute free farm. The other 2 games, he was feeling a bit more of that pressure. He made an amazing recovery on the Lifestealer.
And how have we been sort of seeing the timings of the SF versus the Terrorblade kind of matchup in these games?
In these games, in overall games, I'm not sure, but with these games with Spirit and versus Vision, they're going to show up to every single one of these fights. They just love to play very aggressive, so I imagine we're going to see both of them turn up more than anticipated than other ones do. And Satanic, he's just going to go normal build. I thought maybe we'll see some type of pivot from him, but not going to be the case. Some of the players, I've seen them go for this like Yashikaya build when you're playing versus something like TB, but he wants the Manta. Wants to have that Dispel versus the Reflection eventually. Wants to be able to Manta dodge versus the Axe early on too.
Not me. Get the Shadow Realm off.
Got the fear.
We'll be able to stop further raises. He's going to try for the TP out, but they've got the way to put a stop to it. That's not me. We'll get taken down here by a further raise from Satanic.
Nice aggressive moves. I wonder what 9 Class is going to do overall with his build. Is there anything different nowadays? I don't even know if there is.
I think you go greedy. Surely.
I mean, you go like Phase Boot, something. Maybe you go Blink Dagger.
Phase Boot,
save.
BKB, Crystallis,
Okay,
Daedalus, Basher. That's what I want to see.
No one. Roll Connection will hit Yatoro. Nice shards to protect with the jump over.
Still going to be able to jump in. As Notice coming in with a crush. They have to be careful of potential Sunder. Will get it off, but he's surrounded by the whole team. The snowball save comes into play. Rolled up to the high ground with the stun into the Requiem there. Satanic gets the double kill.
Oh, Vision. They've got a really good position right now to play this aggression with this blink so early unnoticed.
I mean, you said it. Both carries looking to turn up, but Vision there as a whole. They had the stuns. They had the setup. The Requiem. It's going to win that trade every single time here in these early moments.
This mid game, it does feel like it's going to be quite hard for Spirit in particular since they're playing versus this heavy team fight and this Slardar with this early blink. Laurel, he's not going to really want to turn up too much. He's going to go more greedy route, go for the Maelstrom, go for the scaling potential eventually, but that does mean the window is going to be open for Vision to shut down Yatoro, look for the Axe, look for these kills to set the pace in this game.
And that's the thing, right? They've got so much gap close on Vision. The Slardar, the Pango, the Marcy. They're going to look to get straight on top of Spirit each and every time in these team fights.